Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station. Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
A truly jam-packed Thursday here on The Fan, Evan and Tiki. We are getting closer and closer to finding out who the Knicks will defeat in the Eastern Conference Finals. A classic last night between the Pistons and Cavs. More on that later. Did Mike Brown tell us his intention with OG Anunoby for Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals? And the NFL schedules continue to leak out. All the information you need, we will get to you. Plus, I'm fascinated for Tiki Barber to inform all of us how concerned we should be about Malik Neighbors. So we'll get to all of that as the show rolls on. But I'm going to give you a stat that continues to blow my mind. 2 stats related to the Mets, and we'll get into the Max Fried concerns. Number 1, when Carson Benz drives in a run, they are now 11-0, as he got the game-winning hit last night.
He's the guy. If he doesn't do it, Mets will lose it.
That's it. Those are the facts. But the Mets have won 17 games this season, not exactly a huge number.
No.
In 4 of those wins, so 4 out of 17 wins, that's a little bit less than 25% of the time, the New York Mets win a game, and we have to be concerned about an injury.
Yeah.
On April 3rd against the Giants, when the Mets beat them 10-3, Juan Soto left with a calf issue. On April 22nd, when the Mets beat the Twins and finally ended that disgusting losing streak, Lindor left with a calf issue. When they beat the Tigers 2 days ago, Francisco Alvarez, torn meniscus. And then last night, the Mets win a dramatic game against the Detroit Tigers. They win a series, and now we've got to be worried about Juan Soto's foot. What's up with that?
I mean, it's just luck. It's just bad luck. I was going to say luck, but it's not good luck. Because when you hear luck, you hear good luck. It's bad luck for this Met team. But I think the good thing about it, Evan, is it's forcing these young kids to be pushed into action. And for the first time, I think, maybe not all season, but the first time consistently this season, this team feels like it has Jose Iglesias on it. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he had any kind of impact as a player, but there was an impact that he had as an emotional galvanizer, and it felt like fun.
They have some juice.
Well, yeah, it's juice, but it looks enjoyable.
Yeah.
I think for most of the season, it's felt like, all right, we got all these guys that are on prove-it deals. Maybe they'll help us on the margins. Jorge Polanco and Luis Robert Jr., even Bo Bichette, even though I think he's in a slightly different category. But they felt so damn serious. And then all of a sudden, all these young kids come up. Carson Benz, when he hits an RBI, the Mets win. A.J. Ewing, who is just a ridiculous athlete, even though he struck out to end the 9th. You know, in the 10th, that put him in as the ghost, the Manfred man.
I was happy he struck out because I said at least he starts the 10th as the Manfred man.
And so it's like all of a sudden, and then you get Carson Benz getting another hit right up the middle. And as soon as the ball leaves his bat and it's not getting caught in the air, you know the game's over. Right, A.J. Ewing is going to get around third and score, and he did. And it just like you just felt this energy that this youth movement is bringing. And so, yeah, I get Juan Soto is hurt, but Nick Morabito's on the 40-man, and he's another one of these kids. And now he might not be ready, but I just feel like this youth movement is exactly what they needed instead of this like stead marginal veterans who kind of aren't contributing anything.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right with this. The Mets are still, 8 games under 500.
Yeah, they got a long way to go.
They got a long way to go. Their offense continues to really, really struggle, even in a game like last night. They won because they pitched really well. Mm-hmm. I mean, their bullpen was unbelievable last night. So I'm not ready to tell you the Mets are back, we're going to make the playoffs, all is good.
Yeah,
but I think what's happened over the last 48 hours, to follow up on what you said, is for the first time all year, there's a little bit of hope. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been a lot of hope this season. It's just been sluggish and ugly and bad.
Right.
And now, because of the emergence of Carson Benz and the way he's played for the last few weeks, and I thought he had a full circle moment last night because, remember, he set the tone horribly for the game by not making the play on that fly ball by Dylan Dingler. I mean, that's a play he's got to make.
Right.
He also got caught stealing on the double steal.
Non-error.
That's an error.
I know it is. I didn't understand how it wasn't.
Because the scorekeepers suck. And I am still petitioning for one day for me to get to be a scorekeeper because, sorry, Carson, that'd be an error. And Christian Scott would love it because at least those runs would be unearned.
That's true.
But Carson Bench had a full circle moment, and he's played really well over the last couple of weeks. And then, yes, the excitement of A.J. Ewing. Mm-hmm. So it's not to say the Mets are back or this season's about to turn or this is about to be magical. We got a long ways to go. But I will tell you, as a Met fan last night, there's a little bit of hope. You win a walk-off. You got the youth infusion. The pitching continues to be awesome. Devin Williams has pitched really well over the last couple of weeks. There's like a glimmer of hope in Metland. But what we need to have happen is for Juan Soto to be okay.
Right.
Because you could tell me all you want about Nick Morabito coming up. He should be up here anyway. God knows we don't need to see Austin Slater. Mm-hmm. But this team has faced a lot of injuries. Losing Juan Soto for any extended period of time, despite his recent slump, would be horrific.
Right.
So I'm hoping when the Met lineup comes out, which should be any minute, they play an afternoon game, we're going to get the surprising news that Juan Soto is so good and so healthy and it's so not a biggie.
Right.
He's going to be in the lineup today. And if not today, then definitely tomorrow against the Yankees. But right now, for the first time all year, as the Mets head into the finale of this series against Detroit, and they head into a Subway Series against the Yankees, it's not that they're back.
Yeah.
It's that there's hope.
Yeah, and as for Juan Soto, this is not soft tissue, which is the good thing. He fouled a ball off his foot, so the thing you worry about is a fracture, like if you have it, or a bruise, but it's just kind of pain if it's bruised. So we'll find out probably in a couple of hours, but I'm not as worried about Juan Soto as I was when he had the soft tissue calf injury, or as worried as you are about Francisco Lindor, who we still don't really have a timetable.
Yeah, we're going to get more of an update on Lindor possibly today because he's going for another MRI on his calf. We got an update on Giancarlo the other day, and it wasn't bad, but it wasn't good. It was just that, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
So we're still kind of in a holding pattern with Giancarlo Stan, but I think every Yankee fan will tell you, as much as the offense misses him, because he's an older player and because despite the Yankee struggles, you still know you're a playoff team, you're more willing to be like, take your time, Giancarlo. Mm-hmm. In the case of Lindor, the Mets kind of need him.
Right.
Like, they need him back. Now, as far as Max Fried's concerned, this is going to be a very stressful couple of hours. I don't know when we're going to get the imaging update on Max Fried, but here's my attitude about Max right now, and this is, I think, the attitude the Yankee fan should have. A, B, T, J. Anything but Tommy John.
Yep.
If you get an update that he even needs a minor procedure, he needs the Tarek Skubal procedure.
Right, which is the loose body procedure.
Right, and I'm not saying that's the case. None of us actually know. Max Fried downplayed it when he left yesterday's game, like it doesn't feel like a big deal, and maybe it won't be a big deal. Obviously, that's the best case scenario. But as long as you avoid catastrophe, because that's what Tommy John is, especially for someone who's had it already in his career, granted it was a decade ago, and it would finish off his season. Anything that allows Max Fried to return this season, believe it or not, I would take as a victory. And you want to know why? Because the Yankees are, A, good enough to sustain it. Garrett Cole's on his way back.
Right, withstand it.
Withstand it.
Right.
We know how good this rotation is. To me, it's all about Max Fried being healthy and ready for the games that matter in October.
Yeah.
So as we sit here today waiting for an update, I know that's a very conservative approach to say anything but Tommy John, but just looking at this team and looking at the way they're equipped to withstand it, anything that keeps him ready to come back this season, I would view as, okay, we escaped the worst-case scenario.
But it just feels like all of these pitchers who have been really good and sometimes elite for periods of time, eventually this happens. I mean, look at Garrett Cole. Garrett Cole was fantastic for a lot of his career. You go back to Houston, obviously his early years with the Yankees, and it just felt like, man, he's been lucky to survive this with all of these innings of pitching and top level, outings, and then all of a sudden it happens and he has to get the surgery. Max Fried, our biggest fear after he signed that long deal, 8-year deal with the Yankees, was how many games did he miss in a season for blisters?
Right.
You just worried about blisters.
Which is not a big deal when it happens.
It's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Oh, Max Fried's got blisters. Fantastic. Great. Sit down. Rest your arm for a couple weeks and then come back healthy and dominant when it matters at the end of the season into the postseason. But now you get this Tommy John fear. You can't help but think the inevitable. Because all pitchers get this, right? At some point it happens, and you don't want it to be right now, especially when for the first quarter of this season, we've been lauding how elite the Yankees' starting pitching has been.
But guess what, Tiki? If Max Fried misses time, and forget what the timetable is because none of us have any idea, but whatever time he misses, the Yankees will still have one of the best rotations in the American League.
You're right. Right.
Carlos Rodon is back and is only going to get better. Cam Schlittler is pitching like the best pitcher in the American League. Will Warren, very underratedly, continues to be good.
Yep.
Ryan Weathers, who we were like, what do you do with Ryan Weathers? He's been great in the rotation.
Hey, remember that question? Which one of these kids is going to the bullpen? Neither.
Do you remember what I said about that?
It figures itself out. It sorts it out.
I quoted, not me, because I've learned this my entire life from others, from older people, from guys that have experienced the game. Joe Torre would always say, like, it will take care of itself. And I know that's a horrible answer sometimes because you don't want it to take care of itself. You don't want there to be an injury.
Because that means something bad happened to somebody else.
But that's what happens.
Of course.
Guys don't stay healthy. So Max Fried, when you sign him to a long-term contract, you know, okay, is he going to be healthy the entire time? Probably not. But you're hoping that in the prime of his career, and right now at age 32, he's in the prime of his career, that he's going to be healthy. And what you envisioned, and we still haven't gotten it yet, and I don't know if we're going to get it anytime soon, is Max Fried and Garrett Cole in the same rotation. We didn't get it last year because of Garrett Cole's injury. We were about to get it until now this Max Fried injury. And again, we'll see what a timetable is. He may only miss one start. So we may get Cole and Fried back-to-back in a couple of weeks. But if he misses an extended period of time, it'd be another delay on, I think, part of what as a Yankee fan you were dreaming about. But what makes this sustainable, or what's the word you use, not sustainable?
Withstandable.
Withstandable is Cam Schlittler.
Yes.
What makes it withstandable is Will Warren. What makes it withstandable is Ryan Weathers. What makes it withstandable is Carlos Rodon. What makes it withstandable is Garrett Cole. They are deep enough and they're equipped to deal with any kind of injury, which is why I look at this and say, just let it not be the worst case scenario.
Yeah. And we're not even talking about the young kids, like Grenier,
You're right.
Rodriguez. So there's still there is depth for the Yankees, but it's not Max Fried. And Max Fried was dominant this first 3 or 4 starts of this season, and even though some of the ones he struggled, you just trust him. And it's hard when you look at a rotation that was going to carry you, because last night is an example of why when you look at this Yankee rotation, you need them to be elite some nights. The Yankees got one hit.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable with as much talent as they have.
They still have scored the most runs in the American League.
Of course.
Despite that.
But they got one hit last night.
I get you. It was bad. It was bad.
I think the great teams, and this is over history, when you have a terrible hitting night, your pitching picks you back up.
Yeah.
They just didn't get it last night.
I have a weird philosophy on why they were one hit last night.
Go ahead.
You want to hear it?
Tell me.
It's kind of strange, and there's no way to prove it one way or the other, but I was thinking about this as I was listening to the game. I decided yesterday, especially with all the errands I was running with the kids, I wanted to listen to Dave and Susan. And I learned a lot, Susan, all right? I'll leave it at that, because I got something that Susan said yesterday that we have to play, and I don't know what she was doing. It was harsh. But also true, which is why I respect you, Susan. That's why you love her. That's why I love you. We'll get to that a little bit later on. But I'm listening to this game, and I'm remembering that this was not supposed to be a 1 o'clock game.
Right.
This was supposed to be a 6:40 game in Baltimore. And the Yankees are the road team. They're on a road trip. They got their dinner plans. They got their not vacation plans, but their road trip plans. I don't know. Is it more difficult to have a game move from 6:40 to 1 o'clock when you weren't ready for it? Meanwhile, the Orioles are sleeping in their own beds. Yeah. It's like, no big deal. I guess we wake up and play a game. But their bats looked so asleep, like they were not prepared for a 1 o'clock game, which wasn't announced until 18 hours before first pitch.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. I guess you have a routine, and that's partly fueling yourself the night before or the hours before. I mean, I would guess for guys that play every day, it's different for football players because it's just you got to get ready for one day a week. But for a guy that plays every day, you have a routine. So 18 hours before game time, I'm doing X. I'm getting this amount of sleep, this amount of fluid. I need this type of nourishment on my body. And if it gets thrown off and all of a sudden it's rushed, you're just off kilter a little bit.
So you buy it.
So I could buy it. It's not an excuse to be one hit.
No.
It's not like Al Bradish was like a Cy Young candidate this year, but
he was good a couple of years ago.
He was, but not this year. He hasn't been. Not the last couple of years.
I think that's a good excuse for Trent Grisham. It's a good excuse for Ben Rice. It's a good excuse for Aaron Judge. It's a good excuse for Cody Bellinger. You know who it's not a good excuse for?
Who?
Anthony Volpe.
Yeah.
Here you are, kid. You're back at the show. You're getting a chance to be the shortstop at least for a week.
I don't know.
And you go, you take it over and you commit a brutal act.
I don't know.
Welcome back, Anthony.
I don't know if I feel sorry for him or if I'm right back to being as pissed off as I was at him last year. Because again, he wasn't going to save this game. They weren't winning this game yesterday, especially because Max Fried was compromised and gave up a few runs before he was pulled early, and then they had to get into the bullpen in the fourth inning. So, I'm not blaming him for winning or losing, but I don't know how I feel about him. Like,
can I help you with that?
Yeah, because
I want to help Yankee fans
because I don't want to be mad at him, because I felt like last year we were mad at him all season long.
So,
and then we found out he was hurt, and then we're like, oh man, now I feel bad that we killed him the way we did.
I want to give you a healthy way to look at Anthony Volpe, and I'm going to use two examples. I'll use a Met example. I'll use a Yankee example. It'll kind of bring it all together for Met fans and Yankee fans. The Mets have a guy on their roster by the name of Vidal Brujan. He's their backup shortstop. Vidal Brujan is 28 years old, and believe it or not, was once a big prospect. If Vidal Brujan started a game for the New York Mets and went 0 for 3 and committed an error, what would we say? We'd be like, well, he's the 26th guy on the roster.
Right.
The Yankees have a shortstop by the name of Max Schumann. He called him up a couple of weeks ago. He's played shortstop. Same thing. Anthony Volpe, I know he's 25. I know he's from New Jersey. I know he was once a top prospect. He's not a top prospect anymore.
Yeah.
Vidal Brujan was a top prospect. He's not a top prospect anymore. Ahmed Rosario was once a top prospect. He's not a top prospect anymore. You need to view people for who they are. Anthony Volpe right now is a quadruple A player who's filling in for the injured starting shortstop of the New York Yankees. Tell me when I'm telling lies.
No, you're
like,
not.
That's who he is.
It's just hard to reconcile that, because we've heard his name for so many years and had this expectation and I don't know, aura that we put around him, with this protection that you put around him. And when he couldn't fill it up, like there was a bubble that was around him and he needed to fill it up, he never filled it up.
Yeah.
He's just floating around in it right now. And you don't want to admit to what you just laid out.
But what I said is true.
Of course, what you said is true, but it's hard to admit that as a Yankee fan, because you were sold this bill of goods for years with Anthony Volpe. And he was given every opportunity until the last thing you want to say is he's not big enough to fill the bubble.
He's just not what we thought he was.
No, you're right.
Now, the beautiful thing about baseball, like I'll give you a great non-local example. There's a fellow by the name of Mickey Moniak. Mickey Moniak is a former #1 overall pick. He was a failed prospect. He started bouncing around baseball. He's having an all-star year right now, 10 years after being drafted #1 overall for the Colorado Rockies. That's a great story. Good for him, man.
Of course.
So there are times in which former prospects, they put it together. They put it together late, and they put it together with a different organization.
Change the scenery.
Anthony Volpe can still become a really good player. But we have to stop viewing him as a prospect. We have to stop viewing him as the starting shortstop. Anthony Volpe is Vidal Brujan.
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe is Max Schumann. Anthony Volpe is just a guy filling in at shortstop until Jose Caballero is ready to come back.
I just want to view him as a good player. And I don't feel that right now.
Do you view Max Schumann as a good player?
I don't know enough about Max Schumann to know whether or not I care he's a good player.
We know too much about him. That's the problem.
Yes.
We think of him for something that he was. And I'm going to give the Yankees the benefit of the doubt. They don't look at him the way they used to as well, which is why Aaron Boone said Caballero is the starting shortstop no matter what Anthony Volpe does. So it's tough to do, because when he makes an error like he does yesterday and he takes an 0-4, we go back to the way we felt. But the reality is we shouldn't feel that way about him anymore. He's not a prospect. Yes, he's 25 years old. Yes, he still has a lot of potential. He'll always have a lot of potential. Maybe he becomes Mickey Moniak. Maybe Anthony Volpe 6 years from now is the starting shortstop for the Cincinnati Reds and he becomes a star. Like, that could happen.
Right.
But is it going to happen here?
I don't feel like it.
No.
No.
The answer is a no. We'll get to your calls coming up. Met fans and Yankee fans, 888-808-1019. It is time for the Yankee turning point of the game. The first call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point at 866-540-WFAN. You'll receive a $100 Wendy's gift card. It's from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great, even late at Wendy's. And your flagship station for New York Yankee baseball, The Fan. Now, my friends, we love Town Fair Tire. And at Town Fair Tire, they will always remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
And this portion of the program was sponsored by New York Presbyterian, with world-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine and over 450 locations across New York City and Westchester. Expert healthcare is close to home. Book an appointment at nyp.org, and also sponsored by Flushing Bank.
We're throwing one of the biggest parties of the year and want you there. Come hang with us at WFAN's annual kickoff to summer with Boomer and Geo, live from DJ's on Ocean Avenue in Belmar on Friday, May 22nd at 6 a.m. We'll get your Memorial Day weekend started with a bash featuring special guest, certified platinum country rock band, Parmalee.
Home is where my heart is still beating.
We want to see you and your friends down the shore for WFAN's Kickoff to Summer 2026. It's all brought to you by Chef IQ, Helix Wireless, Yingling, and your home for New York sports, WFAN.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 30 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Hey, if you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your business mobile plan, paying for stuff you don't actually need. But with my Biz Plan from Verizon Business, you can choose exactly what you want and only pay for what you need for your business. When you're in control of your mobile plan, you can make every dollar count. Visit VerizonBusiness.com. Do it today to learn more and make the switch. Verizon Business.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 6/1/26. See dealer for warranty details.
La Playa awaits this weekend. Be sure to stock up on ice-cold Corona at 7-Eleven on Forest Avenue in Staten Island. Then sit back, relax, and soak up the good weather. Great vibes and New York basketball. Turn anywhere you enjoy the game into your own beach. La Playa awaits. Must be 21. Relax responsibly.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses, or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000. Use code MULTIPLY to borrow up to $10,000.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. You know, after years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. Red Pocket Mobile gives you 3 major 5G networks to choose from. Switching cities, switch your network. That's like calling your own Audible. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
When it comes to getting the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. And when it comes to getting more free services for life than anywhere else on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire. So when you're in the market for the best deal on Falcon tires, get to Town Fair, because nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. And I mean absolutely nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. You know by now the Yankees lost yesterday afternoon. Still waiting on an update from Max Fried, who left with elbow soreness, but he expects to make his next start. I personally don't. Meanwhile, the mini Mets, as I'm dubbing them, are giving the team life. Carson Benz drove in A.J. Ewing to win the game in extras, and injury news there. Juan Soto is day-to-day after fouling a ball off his ankle.
Juan Soto.
So the Mets play an afternoon game today against the Detroit Tigers. The Tigers have posted their lineup. The Mets haven't. And so...
Who are we lined up against?
What do you mean?
Lined up for the pitch? Is it
Nolan McClain?
Oh, nice.
It's a Nolan McClain
Oh, you're
day.
going to sweep.
Well, do you know the Mets' record when Nolan McClain starts games?
It's like 2-4.
It's 2-6. So don't act like they're guaranteed to sweep. You know, they actually have to score runs.
The baby Mets.
The baby Metsies.
I like mini Mets better. I don't know.
Yeah, it just feels
more
like
alliteration.
It just feels like mini me.
No, but you know why it actually works?
Why?
I think
The
you may be
baby
onto
Mets?
something. Because they're tiny. They're
Mini
very
Mets.
small.
Yeah, no, they are.
Like,
which means I should be biased against them, but I actually kind of like them.
You should.
When I hear baby, I think of the 2017 baby bomber Yankees. And it's just like,
Yeah,
that
but it's
didn't really
generic.
work out.
It's generic. Well, it did work out. You got
Right.
to the freaking ALCS.
That's fair.
I'd take the Mets in the NLCS at this point. No, mini works because they're small. Yesterday, I was describing the young Mets to my youngest son, Spence, and luckily he's in school, so we won't hear this. But since Spence is small, but he doesn't know he's small. He thinks he's big. And so I said, you know, A.J. Ewing.
He's a baby.
Well, he's 5.5. And again, he doesn't think he's a baby. So I said, Spence, A.J. Ewing reminds me of you. And he said, why? And I wanted to say, because A.J. Ewing is tiny. And then I realized I can't say that because he's going to lose his mind on me. So I said, it's because you guys have a similar swing, which is not true. But I went with it.
Right.
So mini Mets could work.
Is he lefty, righty?
He's a left-handed hitter, right-handed thrower, just like A.J. Ewing.
Oh, nice.
And do you know what number Spence wears in Little League? Number 9.
Nice.
And guess who took number 9? A.J. Ewing.
That's because he knew.
Who knew?
A.J. Ewing.
He knew.
He's like, there's this crazy Met fan. I hear him on the radio every damn day. I think his son wears number 9. His younger son?
Yeah.
Hey, can I have 9 Mets, please?
That was
Thank
it. It was all motivation. So I mentioned that the Tiger lineup is posted because the Met lineup has not been posted, and that will be a real indication on the status of Juan Soto. If he plays, no biggie. If he doesn't play, not that it's the end of the world, but then you know, okay, this is going to be a day-to-day thing, and then you start to wonder about Friday night at Citi Field against the great Cam Schlittler. So we'll keep an eye on that over the next few hours. Mets-Tigers are scheduled to start at 1:10. There is some rain in the forecast, so if there's any kind of delay, we'll also let you know. A lot of basketball and football to get to later as well as the NFL schedule leaks continue. But let's hear from you. 888-808-1019. Greg in Mineola. What's up, Greg?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Great to hear from you as usual. Great baseball stuff. The one thing watching the Mets when they were struggling, they were like, I don't want to say they were mental errors, but there was stuff like running through a stop sign at third base. There's not faking like you're going to catch the ball at short side on when someone's stealing a base when the ball's hit and the guy doesn't get the extra base. They just seem to not do any of the smart stuff. And I'm wondering if there would be a way to put like errors that are mental errors. You don't take a step in and the guy gets to third and the guy does.
Nah, Greg, it's a great point because I think that while we may have too many stats in baseball, there are certain really important things on a day-to-day basis that has absolutely no stats.
Yeah.
Like the mental error. Or in the case of Carson Bench last night, in the first inning, they ruled the Dylan Dingler play a double.
Yeah, the actual error that is not an error.
Right. He's got to make that play. Even Mendoza said after the game, 99% of the time, he makes that catch. So I don't know how you do it. But, yeah, there are things over the course of a baseball season that you'd love to have measured. And here's the reality about the 2026 baby mini Mets, whatever you want to call them. They are never going to be a powerhouse offensive team. If they're going to win games, it's going to be like last night. It's going to be with great pitching from their starters and their bullpen, even though their starter last night wasn't great in Christian Scott. Bottom line is they gave up 2 runs in 10 innings.
He wasn't horrible.
He wasn't horrible, and he wasn't helped out by the bench mistake.
No.
If you're going to win games like that on a routine basis, you got to clean it up when it comes to defense and base running. Like, those are 2 things that need to be almost perfect. Like, you can't make mistakes on the base paths if you're going to win games 2-1.
Run the bases like drunks.
Can't happen. And so last night they weren't perfect, but if they're going to play games like this, they're going to have to be close
I think
to perfect.
I think the base path stuff, that's a Mindy philosophy, at least this year, philosophy, to be aggressive on the base path so early in the year. It got them in trouble because they were doing stupid stuff.
Well, they tried a double steal last night. I don't even think that was stupid because MJ Melendez was up and they kind of realized, let's try to steal a run.
Yeah.
And sometimes you tip your hat. The Detroit Tigers executed it perfectly.
It's also Carson Bench even admitted he wasn't fully committed to it.
Well, you got to be committed.
Of course, but he's a young kid. He's still figuring it out.
Yeah. I think even with an extra step, he was going to be out. Let's go to Larry in Westchester. What's up, Larry?
Hey, Tiki and Evan, how you guys doing today?
What's up?
Good.
Listen, Evan, I listened to you at the beginning of the show about having a little bit of optimism to the Mets, and I respect your enthusiasm for that. But as a 60-year Mets fan, forget about it. This team ain't going anywhere. These prospects, they need time to develop. Ewing and Bench, they should be in the minor leagues. Now, that being said...
Why should they be? Why should they be in the minor leagues? Haven't they earned their way up there?
And the reason, Larry, they're not.
He's a minor leaguer.
Because they're playing every day. If they were up here not playing every day, you'd say go to the minor leagues. But they're playing every day.
I mean, I think they're up here because of circumstances, especially A.J. Ewing, but they're here partially because they performed at the minor league level.
Okay, when Luis Robert Jr. comes back, are you sitting down A.J. Ewing?
What are his numbers?
Who? Robert?
A.J. Ewing. How's he playing?
Exactly like he is right now.
Well, it's only 2 games, so I can't judge that.
Yeah, his OPS is over 1,000. So,
dude, it's like 8 at-bats.
I know, so it's not going to happen. Let's say he's 20% less than that. So his OPS is 820. He's got 2 home runs. He's batting about 256.
I'd keep him up here.
Right.
I'd give him an opportunity. I think
he's better than the alternative.
Yeah, I also think it matters where they are in the standings. What I find humorous is you hear what you want to hear. Okay? As a Met fan, I call it like it is. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you hear what I say, and you're like, oh, my God, you're so negative. I got a text message yesterday from a friend who called me, Evan Beningo. You're so negative. You're ending the season in May. What the hell's wrong with you?
You are kind of self-loathing.
Self-loathing, okay.
Especially when you get that net thing in your mind.
It's on the Mets' fault.
Exactly.
So in one breath, I'm really negative, self-loathing, totally fine. That guy just said, I'm way too positive. All I said was, the youth that's up here offers a glimmer of hope, and it's the first time all year they've had any kind of glimmer of hope.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's confidence or optimistic more than it's, hey, we're finally seeing something as small as it is that gives you just a slight bit of hope that maybe this season can turn. He's a minor leaguer!
Yes, and the problem is, we talked about this briefly yesterday, how the Mets have they're tied for the worst record. But relative to the division, they're the farthest out.
Yeah.
And the Braves are on a winning streak right now. So you're still 12 and a half games out of first place.
Yeah.
Not that you're worried about first place.
I don't even look at the division anymore.
I
mean, come on.
You can't really, but That's the fact.
The truth is, I don't even look at the standings. I know I mentioned yesterday how many games back they are. I look at getting to 500. Like, that's the first goal overall is to get to 500. Because you're not making the playoffs if you're a sub-500 team.
Eight games.
It's a long way to go.
Win 8 in a row.
Oh, that's it? Just
make your streak 10 in a row. That includes over the Yankees.
Oh, that's easy.
And by the way, if that happens, it'll wipe out the 12 games. The 12-game losing streak.
If that happens, there would be an incredible amount of optimism.
100%.
Then the Met fan would start to say, holy crap, maybe we got this wrong. Let's go to Mickey and Walcott. Hey, Mickey.
Hey, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
No problem.
All right. So I got to jump right into it. So my dad my dad made me a Mets fan, and, blessing and a curse, I guess. But talking about blessing and curses, he used to joke around like, this team is cursed, man. This happens, blah, blah, blah. And, I used to say, oh, it's, they're cursed in passing. But when I started to really realize maybe we are cursed is when the Grum, left and went to Texas. And then, immediately they win a championship.
Right, yeah.
And then you look at the rest of what's going on this season. It's like we just can't have nice things. One person comes up, gets hurt. Another person comes up, gets hurt. We got Ewing coming up. Boom, Juan Soto and
Lindor.
Francisco Alvarez.
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 Right.
But,
Alvarez went, the other day.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm just like, what's going to be the next shoe to fall? Okay, obviously we need a catcher. So, okay, we'll go out there and trade or buy a catcher. Boom. What's the next person? Bench? Or this person? It's just nonsense. And it started to make me really believe that maybe that, seance they were doing on camera not a couple games ago, maybe we need to do that like every week at this point.
I get you. I get you why it feels that way. I don't believe in curses. I mean, we may joke about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's real. I think curses are excuses for teams being inept management. Like the Red Sox weren't cursed. They were run by a racist owner. Like, let's just call things like it is. The Jets aren't cursed. They've been run by buffoons. Like, there's reasons why you're bad. But I understand, because I said this at the top of the show, the Mets have only won 17 games this season, and in 4 of the wins, you left that victory more concerned about a major injury than actually getting a win. That's 25% of the time. It's like even when they win, there's a level of concern. And that does feel at times as if you're cursed. But that's not what it is. And let's also not take this Mets season, which has to this point been a disaster, and blame it on things like that. It is deeper than some bad luck with injuries.
Right. I mean, it's ultimately, as we talked about yesterday, it's poor roster construction. It's guys that just were hurt career-wise and are now hurt for the Mets. And guys aren't hitting. And then also guys aren't available.
I do want to hold myself accountable. We make a lot of predictions here on Evan and Tiki, and then we play the audio to remind you if we were right or wrong. I made one all the way back, way back in March. It was a prediction concerning Anthony Volpe. It was actually on the March 4th edition of Evan and Tiki when I predicted to you George Lombard Jr. would get to the major leagues before Anthony Volpe. Here's how it sounded on the March 4th edition of Evan and Tiki. But I'm going to make you a crazy-ass prediction. You want a crazy-ass prediction?
He makes the opening day roster?
No, that's too crazy. I'm going to time out.
You actually said crazy.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. I can't go that far. I got to be somewhat realistic. He will play a game for the New York Yankees in 2026 at the major league level before Anthony Volpe. Bang. Yeah, I was so excited. And I came close. I came close because Lombard got to AAA.
You know what the problem is?
What?
He should, but he can't because he hasn't earned it.
Here's exactly what happened. And when I say I was close, and look, I know close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
Hey, you nailed that one.
Thank you very much. I've been getting good at this. George Lombard Jr. was promoted to AAA on April 30th, much like A.J. Ewing was. A.J. Ewing went to AAA and he hit. George Lombard Jr. went to AAA and hit 147.
Yeah.
And once he struggled there, I thought it was easy to say, okay, we're going to call up Volpe once Caballero goes down. If Lombard Jr. was hitting like Ewing at AAA, and I can never prove this, I think they would have given him the call. I think they would have said, you know what, let's give this kid a shot. We know defensively he can play shortstop or third base at the major league level. Let's give him that cup of tea. Damn it, cup of coffee at the major league level.
I mean, you could be British. It's okay.
I could. So it was one of those predictions that I thought as it was happening, it really had a shot. But unfortunately, if you haven't been keeping up with it, Lombard Jr. sitting 147 at AAA. You're not overly concerned, but I think what it does, unfortunately, is it derails him getting up here soon.
It slows his trajectory, slows him from from getting thrust into a high-pressure situation right away.
I ask you this longish, shortish term prediction about Anthony Volpe, and we're going to get the answer in 9 days. When Jose Caballero is activated from the IL, does Volpe remain on the 26-man roster, or does he go back to AAA?
I told you this yesterday. If he's hitting over 240, I mean, that's such a low bar, but whatever. If he's hitting over 240, I think he stays, and he's earned his right to be here as a utility player. If he's not, he gets option back down.
That you did not answer the question. All you did was lay out the possibility.
It depends on him. Average. I know. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm not asking you what you think he's going to do in 9 days. I mean, I guess I am. But
what do I think he's going to do?
Is he going to be activated? Is he going to be sent down or not?
He's going to be sent down.
He's going to be sent down?
Yes.
That's it?
I think this is not about his ability anymore. I think he is fully in his head.
Okay.
100. Because the error that he made yesterday
totally get it.
Was the most nonsensical error I've ever seen.
And he made one in AAA like a few days earlier.
100%.
So
he's in his head.
Anthony Volpe, when Jose Caballero is activated in hopefully 8 or 9 days, Anthony Volpe goes to AAA.
Yes.
Okay. Rami, where does Anthony Volpe go? Does he stay? Does he get sent down when Caballero is activated?
He'll be sent down.
He'll be sent down. I think he's going to stay. And I think Max Schumann gets sent down. And they're going to make him a utility player. You know what? I don't actually believe that. I think I just wanted to go against you guys.
Yeah, I think you definitely did.
Yeah, because he hasn't even played third or second at all.
You know what the problem
but Caballero has
potentially becomes with keeping Anthony Volpe up here?
Right.
Is that if you have to put him in a situation, again, because remember you talked about the other day, well, who you pulling off your bench? And you stick Anthony Volpe into a situation where we need a base runner, we need a hit, we need something, and he strikes out, he's getting booed. Right? Schumann's not getting booed. It's
Anthony
just
Volpe may hear the boos at Citi Field. There'll be so many Yankee fans there this weekend.
Schumann's not getting booed.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. You're not good enough. Put you in a bad situation. That's our fault.
Yes, I would like to rescind my prediction. I was bullied by wanting to go against you two.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think that in 9 days when Caballero is activated, assuming there's no setback, and I can't imagine there is, we're talking about a finger issue,
right.
Anthony Volpe will go back to AAA.
It is a fracture. So unless he further displaces it, it should be okay.
How would he fracturize his finger anymore? Like, he's not doing anything.
I don't know. Picking up a heavy weight or something?
Well, he shouldn't pick up a heavy weight.
No, he shouldn't.
Is he allowed to play video games? Is that dangerous?
That actually might strengthen the ligaments around it.
Yeah, you don't actually use your middle finger.
No, you don't. No, you really don't.
Yeah.
It's just your thumb.
I'm thinking about it because I play the video games with the kids. Let's go to Mike in Clifton Park. What's up, Mike?
Hey, guys. Great shows.
Appreciate it.
So I'm a Met fan. And, the Mets have been doing some phallic things that kind of annoy me lately.
Yes. Yes, they have.
Number one, yes. Number one, when they win, they do that stupid grind thrust hug. I can't stand that.
It's going around Major League Baseball.
Yeah, the Giants were doing it, and apparently we're told to stop doing it by Major League Baseball.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks annoying and doesn't make sense to me. And then, there's the Keith and Gelb sucking down sharing that big 2-foot hot dog.
Yes. Lady and the Tramp. They did the Lady and the Tramp thing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it would be more appropriate if it was Cohen on one side and Stearns on the other side.
Right.
Well, the thing about the hip thrusting, so there's a couple of angles to this. Number one, the Mets were doing it a couple of years ago. Do you remember when Pete Alonso used to make love to the dugout gate?
Yeah, and it was annoying then.
I thought it was. I didn't care about it.
Dude, he's humping the gate.
Yeah, I'm aware.
He's humping it.
So you're saying there was a problem with that?
It's like he was Dave Chappelle in Half Baked.
Are you saying there's a problem?
Got a date with Mary Jane.
Wasn't it also like Odell Beckham Jr. with the
dog? He did the dog thing. No.
No, he also made love with the kicking
No, he
guy.
proposed to the kicking net.
That's classier.
Yes.
You're right. I apologize for that. Yeah, it's a weird thing. The Giants were doing it, and I had heard MLB told them to stop.
Yeah, that's because they were like 6 hip thrusts in a row.
And the Mets did it the other night.
I know.
No, he's right. It was after their winning in Game 1 of the series. It was the outfield of Tyrone Taylor, Carson Bench, and A.J. Ewing all started, thrusting.
I am not hip enough to know why that's restarted.
Well, it's sexual.
I know, but it's probably from some like pop culture something or other.
I think it's just people like laughing at sexual things. Now, the problem with it is, and I guess this is the issue our last caller would have, and I guess I have to think about this too, is what am I saying when my kids ask me, what are they doing? Like, do I come up with a story?
Yeah, what about the, I mean,
What's
is there
the
anything wrong
answer?
with hand slaps? Slap hands.
What do you mean?
Slap hands.
What's wrong with slapping hands?
Nothing.
Oh, so
I'm saying, why aren't we doing that? Slap hands.
Oh, you're saying they should slap hands?
Yes.
I don't know. They're kids having fun.
Are they?
Yeah, they are kids. Carson Bench and A.J. Ewing are in their early 20s.
Are they sexually repressed or something?
I think it's just funny. I think that people
It
like
is
to...
not funny. He's humping it.
You don't think it's funny, but I think for young 20-year-olds, they think it's funny to thrust their hips like that. Do I find it funny? No, I don't find it anything. Honestly, here's my problem. Maybe this is an Evan issue. Like, I am just whatever. They won. I'm happy they won. And I'm like, okay, great. And then I shut the game off and I go do a Rico or I go to sleep. So I'm not overthinking the celebrations.
Right.
But I respect our last caller for bringing it up. It bothers him. Let's go to John in Myrtle Beach. What's up, John?
Morning, fellas. Thanks for taking the call.
What's up, dude?
Before I get to, I have a comment and a fear. But before I get to that, Evan, my 8-year-old granddaughter asked me what they were doing after a game.
And what'd you say?
And I said, they're doing a stupid happy dance. And to be honest with you, it's the dumbest thing I've ever seen by adult men, but I don't know. I don't know. But that's what I told her. So my comment is, it makes me nuts when we hang on one game at a time in baseball. My God.
Yeah.
Can't we just play some ball here for a month or so and see where we are and take our temperature? It's because every single day.
Yeah, but John, you got to realize we're on the air every single day. You want us to not talk about the Mets?
No,
you know what?
but
Let's get back to the Mets in next week, Evan.
No, but
and
I want to defend ourselves because I don't know if he's even referring to us. I don't think we've gone overboard on a day-to-day basis. I think maybe overboard on a week-to-week basis. Like, I can understand a Met fan saying, hey, have you dunned the Mets too early this season? And that's fair, but that's not on a day-to-day basis.
Agree.
That was on a sample size of games and then not believing in the roster.
Until they started winning, we were hardly talking about the Mets.
That's true. The Mets went through some irrelevance. Same thing with the Yankees. Like, right now, the Yankees are not playing well. I think we all acknowledge that. They got swept by Milwaukee. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Orioles. They are not playing good baseball. Their offense has mostly been limp.
Yes.
I don't think, in general, there's a panic about the Yankees. I think we're talking about their issues and discussing, hey, what are real concerns? What are fake concerns? What are long-term concerns? So, look, I can't speak for every single person. I can only speak for you and I and the callers we interact with. But I don't think there's been a football mentality to this baseball season. I think there's just been a lot of reacting in groups of games. Like, look at the Mets, right? And even what I said at the top of the show about the Mets. They have won 2 in a row against Detroit. They're coming off a 5-4 road trip, so they are certainly playing better baseball. Not good enough baseball, but better baseball. And my point to you about last night was, wow, I'm getting a glimmer of hope. Not that they're back. Right. Not that A.J. Ewing is going to lead the Mets to the pennant, but wow, okay, that was a nice win.
Right. But they're still 12 and a half games out of the division, and they have the worst record in baseball.
But there's a slow build towards they're playing better.
Right.
And that's a good thing. So I think that it's tough because it's 162 games, but you do have to look at it in chunks of games. And right now, the Mets are playing better. They're not playing well enough. The Yankees are playing horribly. But I don't think there's many Yankee fans who actually think, wow, they're screwed.
It's right in front of us.
Like, they continue to lose, it will build. I know the way certain Yankee fans are. If they struggle against the Mets, I think those voices would get louder on Monday. Partially because it's the Mets, but also partially because the Mets are a bad team, right? They're still a bad team till proven otherwise. And losing to them after losing to the Orioles, who may be just a mediocre team, that would be like, oh, okay, this is bad. But even I would still say they're a 95-win team. Calm down.
Right.
So it's a long-ass season, as they say. It's a very, very long season. I'm going to guess the Yankee turning point. I'm going back and forth on this.
Oh, I got mine. It's unique to. I'm interested to see if you have the same thought that I do.
No, I don't know what your thought is. Do you want to go first, or should I go first? It's your call.
I'm going to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Top of the 5th inning. It's not an offensive one. Top of the 5th inning. The only hit of the game. Jazz Chisholm gets a hit.
Wow.
Double. Gets a double.
Right. One out double.
Pass ball.
Yep.
He's on third.
Yep.
Spencer Jones walks.
Yep.
Turning point of the game. Runners in scoring position. Spencer Jones is stealing. Anthony Volpe strikes out.
Yeah, You're putting Anthony Volpe in the turning point,
dude.
I mean, it's.
I don't
fine.
hate the kid. I don't hate the kid, but damn, he was bad in his game back.
No,
You are fed up already.
It's the one scoring opportunity. I'm debating between the Adley Rutschman home run that made it 5-0 and
which, by the way, was the very next half inning.
That is true. That is true. It's either the Adley home run to make it 5-0 or the New York Yankee radio broadcast team wants to troll me and all Met fans, and they're going to make the Pete Alonso RBI single the turning point. I can see that. I can see that.
Here's how I thought about it.
Yeah.
That sequence that I laid out where Volpe strikes out, that was a turning point. The nail in the coffin was the Rutschman home run.
Okay. I'm going to go with the Adley home run. You're going to go with the Volpe strikeout. Here was yesterday afternoon's Yankee turning point.
Second baseman, right-hand hitter. Shows bunt, gets it down. Third base side, Max Fried, bare hand, throws off balance, throws it wild, and Alexander makes the turn. He'll head to second. Backing up the play is Spencer Jones.
Wow. I didn't see that one coming. I didn't either. I just didn't see it coming. All right, there you go.
Error by Fried.
I thought for a second Fried coming out of the game would be a concern. I mentioned that
because it was early.
Yesterday, I listened to a big bulk of Susan and Dave. They did a great job on the radio, and Susan was bringing something up interesting about Max Fried, that it felt to her like something was wrong with him for a couple of starts now.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at his last two starts, they weren't great.
Yeah.
They weren't awful.
Yeah, he got hit.
He was
last-
off.
Right.
And she was kind of surmising it feels like something was off about him for the last few starts. And after the game, Max did mention that he wasn't feeling great.
Mm-hmm.
But he thought, hey, it's kind of normal. Usually you feel
Early
something.
season, just
And then by
whatever.
the time you make your next start, you're feeling better. And he didn't respond to it. So you do wonder, was this Fried elbow issue impacting his last three starts?
It feels like it was, to be honest with you, because he was dominant to start the season.
And right now, Max Fried has the most innings thrown of anybody in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And he's been an innings eater for this team. And at some point today, we may get an update. He's going for imaging today. You know what? Here's a way I would tell you to analyze the injury status based on when we get it. The sooner we get the news, the better it is.
Right.
The longer we don't hear anything, the more I would fear the worst. Because I think the longer you don't hear anything, the longer it's like, oh, crap. All right, let's go check this out again. Let's go get another eye on it. Let's analyze this. We don't want to announce it yet. But if you get news today, I think it'll be on the minor side. If you don't get any news today, there'd be a level of concern.
Yes, I agree.
That's how I would measure the news concerns around Max Fried. And speaking of the Yankee broadcast, we'll come back with your calls, but we'll play a game called Was Susan Waldman Trolling Us, or was it just really good analysis? That's a new game. Troll or analysis? It's coming up next, plus our thoughts on the Knicks' next opponent, and we'll talk to you at 888-808-1019. Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their cool certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
I'm always busy and on the go, juggling life, football, travel, etc. So feeling safe and knowing my family is safe is so important. That's why I turned to our partners at Slomin's, who recently installed the Sloman Shield Link system into our home. It's a smart home security solution combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from my phone. The best part about it is if I forget to lock the doors or turn on the lights inside or out, I can do it from wherever I am on the planet. And more importantly, the technicians at Sloman's customized our security system to exactly how I wanted it. So when I leave the house, the doors lock. When I turn on my alarm, the security lighting comes on. You can experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME or visit slomans.com today.
We now know if Juan Soto is in the Mets lineup today. If he's in the lineup, great, no biggie. If he's not, we got a day-to-day situation. So, Tiki Barber, before I tell you, do you think Juan Soto is in the lineup today?
He's in the lineup.
You are correct. So, good news, Met fans. Juan Soto is batting third and DHing today. So, it appears that was a no-biggie situation from last night.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
This Odyssey Sports Minute is sponsored by Old Trapper Beef Jerky. Old Trapper, what's your beef? It was announced this morning that Week 1 Sunday Night Football will be the Dallas Cowboys visiting the New York Football Giants. And there's a lot of optimism right now around Big Blue with John Harbaugh as the coach. And I'm a Giants fan saying this. I would be really surprised if the Dallas Cowboys didn't win that game easily. I'm Nick Costos.
As a fitness coach, my active psoriatic arthritis can slow me down. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, I'm treating my skin and joint symptoms so I can keep moving. Skyrizi, a prescription-only injection for adults, helps me move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue. And for those who have plaque psoriasis, 90% clearer skin is possible. With Skyrizi, there's no daily dosing. It's just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing like clearer skin and better movement. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZI to learn more.
Hey Giant fans, be there for the 2026 Town Hall presented by Verizon. Live from the Beacon Theater in New York City on Monday, May 18th. Get an exclusive preview of the season with head coach John Harbaugh and general manager Joe Shane. Plus, you can hear from current players like Jackson Dart, Cam Scatteraboo, and Brian Burns. Plus, get your first look at the Giants' 2026 draft class. Secure your seats now at Giants.com/townhall. That's Giants.com/townhall.
Whether you root for the Mets, Yanks, or another squad, there's one destination every baseball fan needs to hit. The MLB flagship store in the heart of Midtown. We're talking 2 floors of baseball heaven. The spirit of the game vibes all year long at the MLB flagship store at 6th Avenue and 51st Street. MLB trademarks used with permission.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, new Verizon mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Fios, internet, and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
A cool and crisp Modelo tastes good. But you know what tastes even better? That survived the evening rush Modelo. That post-12-hour shift Modelo. That fought for every rebound Modelo. That just clocked out on a Friday Modelo. That Modelo you earned is just better. That Modelo is the mark of a fighter. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
You know the feeling. It's 2 a.m. You're awake, running the numbers in your head. Payroll's coming. A client hasn't paid. Costs just went up. And you're thinking, how am I going to make this work? That's where LendSeek comes in.
That was me. I had payroll in 3 days and money tied up in receivables. I couldn't wait weeks for a bank. I went to LendSeek, and within minutes, I saw real funding options. They were clear, upfront, no games. By the next day, the money was in my account, payroll went out, crisis over.
LendSeek uses AI to match your business with the right funding, up to $5 million in as fast as 24 hours.
With LendSeek, it's not just funding, it's knowing you're covered when things get tight.
If you've been in business for at least 1 year with at least $500,000 annual revenue, apply today. No upfront costs, no prepaid penalties. Because in business, waiting isn't an option. Start ready, stay ready with LendSeek. Apply at lendseek.com. That's LENDSEEK.com.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There's so many delicious flavors like mango, pineapple, or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
The pros know nobody beats FW Web. With extensive inventory, personalized service, and a fleet of trucks across the Northeast, FW Web supports all customers, from one-van contractors to large facility operators. For planned projects, emergency jobs, or maintenance, FW Web has what you need, when and where you need it. For plumbing, heating, HVAC, refrigeration, propane gas, and PVF jobs. With over 100 locations, visit FWWeb.com to find one near you.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Calling all hoops fans. Ready for the NBA playoffs? Get in on the action throughout basketball's most exciting time of the year with BetMGM, an authorized gaming operator of the NBA. From same-game parlays to live bets, you can call your shots during any play. Rooting for your favorite players? You'll find all sorts of markets for betting on any star's performance on any given night of the playoffs. Don't miss a single highlight or buzzer-beating shot by getting all your picks in with BetMGM. Ready to shoot your shot? Download the app today. Make your bets and experience the thrill of the NBA playoffs like never before. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 7 days. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Talk sports with Greg Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
Sometimes Tiki will say to me or Sean, hey, you're trolling. But sometimes it's tough to know the difference between a troll and just you're being honest. And it comes out like a troll. There were two pieces of things that happened last night that I'm not sure if they were trolls or not. So I'll let you be the judge. We'll start with WFAN's very own Susan Waldman. I was listening to her and Dave call the Yankee game yesterday, and Susan Waldman opined with her opinion on Pete Alonso's defense. And so you tell me, was this Susan trolling the Mets, or was this Susan, as a very wise baseball aficionado, just breaking it down fairly?
But Pete, wasn't he supposed to be a one-dimensional player, and he couldn't play first base? Isn't that what we were told? He's been great. And the more you see him, and we'll see him a lot now because it is Baltimore. Mm-hmm. We don't see him once a year with the Mets. He is a very good first baseman.
Was she trolling or just giving fair an analysis?
I think she was giving a fair analysis.
Yeah?
That didn't sound... Let me hear it again.
Hold on.
But Pete, wasn't he supposed to be a one-dimensional player, and he couldn't play first base? Isn't that what we were told? He's been great.
Troll. That's troll.
And the more you see him, and we'll see him a lot now because it is Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
We don't see him once a year with the Mets. He is a very good first baseman.
I won't even say it's trolling. I think she's mocking the unfair analysis of Pete Alonso.
From the Mets or just from dumb fans?
From dumb fans.
Okay, so she's mocking Met fans.
She's mocking Met fans who thought that Pete Alonso was a subpar first baseman.
She's mocking Sal Licata. By the way, and the reason I say that is when I heard this, I cut the audio, obviously, for our show. But the first thing I did was I texted my dear friend Sal Licata. Because Sal and I have argued about the Mets for many, many years.
Oh, that's great.
Many years. A lot of those arguments he was right about, by the way. Like, I have no bones about that. Like, good and bad. And Sal and I would always argue about Pete, where I'd say, dude, he's not that bad defensively. You got to pipe down. He's like, he's a DH. Blah, blah, blah. So I sent him that because I also know Sal and I both have great respect for Susan Waldman.
Right.
So I sent that to him, and dude, it took 9 seconds for Licata's response. And I think it's okay for me to say it. He said Susan's trolling us.
Yes.
Which is what I bring up to you.
Right.
So Sal didn't even agree. She's like, no. She's trolling us. I think Susan's doing both.
Right.
I absolutely think
I think
that
she
first
is,
part
but
is
she's also making it known that she doesn't believe what Met fans are saying.
Correct. She's making an observation, and this is an observation I had for many years, which is he's pretty good. He's better than what we say about him. He's better than what the metrics say. And look, I think that Susan is a very respected baseball voice. She is, to her point, going to get to see him a lot more because of the divisional games that they play. They've already seen him 7 times. There'll be 6 more. I don't think he's as bad as we described, but I do think that there was some troll in there.
I'm wrong. I admit it.
Now, how about this one? I think this is an absolute troll. And I don't know if you caught this on last night's Met game.
Go ahead.
So the home plate umpire's name is Junior Valentine. What an ass he was. I mean, he had a rough night last night, including in one moment accusing Brett Beatty of challenging a pitch in which he actually never tapped his head. Brett Beatty raised his hand briefly.
That's because he was fixing his cap, I'm not good at this.
He never even got to his cap.
I'm not good at this.
And so Junior then said, oh, no, you challenged. The bottom line is the Mets are really, really bad at challenging. In fact, over the last couple of games, it's like they get them all wrong. So the Mets lost their challenges early in this game, including on the missed challenge with Brett Beatty.
Right.
And then in extra innings, you get a free challenge. So you get another opportunity at it. And of course, when Luis Torrens used the free challenge, they got it wrong. So listen to the way Junior Valentine announces that the Mets got it wrong and tell me if you think he's trolling.
The pitch is the ball. New York has again exhausted their challenges.
New York has again exhausted its challenges.
Well, did he say it before?
What do you mean? When they lost their challenge, he said they lost their challenge.
Okay, hold on.
Again exhausted their challenges.
Dude.
That's a killer line.
Why would he say that?
Because he's a douche.
What?
Junior Valentine is a well-known...
But has he been on a Met call where the Mets have exhausted their challenge?
Oh, dude, I got to go back and look at that. I know what last night was.
I'm just wondering why he would say it that way.
I think
he said it earlier in the game.
Earlier, they lost their second challenge, even though it wasn't really a challenge. That was his mistake. And the night before, even though he wasn't the home plate umpire, he witnessed them lose their challenge.
That's crazy.
But that's a troll line. Am I wrong?
And it's a huge troll line.
Manfred, if you're listening, can you suspend this clown? Well, I don't need that.
I mean, it's the entertainment of the challenge system. We know that the challenge system, while being effective in getting, correcting, I should say, balls and strikes, it's also entertainment for the fan base.
So now
now you have the umpires playing up to the entertainment value of the challenge.
So
system.
He's a stand-up comedian now.
I mean, he thinks he is.
Is that what this is?
Maybe he's not a good one, but he's trying to be.
Listen to this again. Play that one more time. Again, the Mets have exhausted their challenges.
The pitch is the ball. New York has again exhausted their challenges.
It's just unnecessary. Very unnecessary line by Junior Valentine.
It's actually kind of funny.
Did you find that funny? What really annoys me,
it's funny. I didn't even think about it. When he
oh, you didn't notice it?
No, I just kind of
dude, my eyes
they're out of their challenges. Well, it is what it is.
The thing that really annoyed me, besides that line, which was very doucherary, was that the first time they exhausted their challenges, they really didn't. You, for some reason, thought that Brett Beatty moving his left hand by 6 inches was the equivalent of touching his head.
Right.
You're wrong. In fact, if Carlos Mendoza screwed up, can I tell you where he screwed up?
Go ahead.
He should have gotten run from the game. He should have. There are less opportunities to be run from games now because of the ABS system and the challenge system. That was a moment for Mendy to come out.
Do you think, given the way the game played out, it would have? They still win if he gets run from the game?
I don't think it changes anything, but I think it would have been a good look just to have that be the moment where you try to rile everybody up. Managers have done this before where they will purposely get run out of games. And so Carlos was pissed off because you could hear it through SNY. He said, and I quote, well, I can't really quote it because he cursed. He said, "That's bull bleep." And he said it 3 times to him. He's like, dude, that's bull bleep about the Beatty challenge.
Right.
That was just like an easy moment for Carlos to lose his mind,
and he knew
get thrown out.
And he knew it was BS because he's explicitly told Brett Beatty, "You suck at this. Stop challenging."
Probably, yeah. Yeah, Mendy knew.
I know this is BS because I told him if he does it again, he's going back to the minors.
Gary Cohen may leave the booth and start beating up Met players if they keep challenging early in games because it is annoying him. And I get it, man. Like, you got to make adjustments in terms of when you challenge. And it feels like at times the Mets and the Yankees haven't, where they're challenging moments that's like, dude, why are you doing it there? It's not worth it. Like, there are certain moments where it is. Was it last night with the strikeout? There was a strike 3 challenge that was absolutely worth it. It was the night before. I actually have it written down because I had to white it out in my scorebook because I wrote down something else. It was a 3-2 pitch that was called a ball, and it was going to set up 2-1 and 1 out in the first inning against Freddie Peralta, and it got overturned into a strike. That's a worthwhile challenge. But then there are others in which it's just not worth it. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Sean is in Old Bridge. Hey, Sean.
Hey, good morning, guys. How's it going?
Good, man.
I'm doing good. So I got to address these Yankee struggles. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster, in my opinion. Just saying, like, I know, like, we had Volpe just come back. Also, I mean, I wouldn't, like, say, like, you know, like, put him down, like, on a demotion because he just came back. And hearing that the other day, he was struggling. And now with the weekend coming, we got the Subway Series. I'm feeling like the team has to right the ship on both the pitching, the defense, and the hitting, all three at once.
Yeah, you know what, Sean? You're right, but it's not a panic situation at all. For most of this season, the Yankees have been the best team in baseball, period. Pitching, bats, lineup, everything. It's been fantastic. They're in a little bit of a stretch over the last, week and a half where they're kind of 500, just under 500.
Well, worse than that. Because now they're 1-5 in their last 6 games.
I get that, but they're 4-6 in their last 10.
Well, yeah, because they had a winning streak.
Exactly, and now they're on a losing.
They had won 5.
They're on a losing-ish streak.
Yeah,
so
I got you.
It's just the balance of baseball. If they get to a point where they've lost 9 out of 10, then you start saying maybe something's a little bit wrong. Like they're always able, or at least have been to this point, been able to correct. Now, if Sean was here, he would say this is the precursor to that June swoon that always happens, because you start really strong, you falter maybe a bit in May, and then you get to June and things just kind of fall apart. Maybe if that's what you're saying, Sean, that this is a precursor to something bad to come, you're worried a little bit. But right now, I'm not worried yet. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about is Max Fried.
That's the worry. And it's a reminder. And we had a caller earlier mention how it's a baseball season. It's a long season. In a long season, you're going to go through funks.
It's a long-ass season.
You're going to go through periods of time where you're great. And right now, over this road trip, which continues, even though I don't know if I consider the road trip continuing at Citi Field. I'm very on the fence about this. Because I heard Big Mac saying this the other day. He gets very offended.
You can't say that, dude.
So I can't say what?
You can't say that this is the road trip.
So the road trip is over?
It's over.
Okay, I agree with you. Yeah. I was saying that Big Mac was getting offended by those saying the Yankees finished a 1-5 road trip because he's like, we're going to Citi Field. The road trip continues. And he is kind of right, but I don't think he's right.
Yeah.
Because they're sleeping in their own beds.
That's exactly right. That's what I
We both have the athlete perspective. He doesn't.
Right.
He's not an athlete.
He was just irritable yesterday
The hardest thing on road trips is it's just uncomfortable.
Right.
Like you're in a bed that might have bed bugs that some maid made, and the room could be jacked up because the air conditioning is screwed up.
Yeah, the Four Seasons in Baltimore has bed bugs.
I mean, you'd be surprised. I'm just telling you.
That's true. He has experience with this.
That's fair.
You know what happened?
I've never been there.
You know what happened the last time I stayed at the Four Seasons in Baltimore? And I'm not even joking.
I'll believe anything
We were woke up at 2:30 in the morning because someone got murdered outside the building.
Oh, jeez.
And I'm not even kidding. It was like, what in the hell was that? And you hear people screaming and yelling. We kind of I can't see it. Andrew Catalan could look out his window and see it.
Oh.
And then the next day we find out that there was a gang hit.
Jeez.
So that wouldn't happen if I was in my house in Florham Park.
No, you're right.
That's fair. But if you live in Baltimore, what happened? No matter where you live.
But I kind of agree with you in it because I think some people take it as a joke about the fans or who's going to show up.
Yes.
I've always looked at Knicks, Nets, Islanders, Rangers, Mets, Yankees as it's not a road game, but it's not a road game.
Right.
Like, part of the road game idea is you're traveling, like you said. You're sleeping in something that's not your own bed.
That's right.
If you're sleeping in your own bed, and the Yankees are, and they got a full night to sleep in their own bed, it's the end of the road trip. So technically, yes, they're road games. Technically, there should be more Met fans there than Yankee fans. Technically, you're batting first, like all the regular trademarks of a road game. But that really important, look, it's Big Mac's not an athlete the way you and Tiki and I are. We just know it's just different. I'm obviously joking, but I do, in all seriousness, I think about that aspect of it, which is why the road trip is over, because of the sleeping in the bed, being in your own home thing. Bottom line is they went 1-5 in 6 games against Milwaukee and Baltimore, and they've got 3 games against the Mets. And until proven otherwise, the Mets are a bad team, and losing to a bad team would be very disappointing, and I know would cause more Yankee fans, not all, but some Yankee fans, to raise their levels of concern. Let's go to Scott at the Meadowlands. What's up, Scott?
Hey, guys. What's going on? Enjoy the show. Enjoying it a lot.
Appreciate it.
Talk about the Mets. I don't know if, Evan, you're a diehard Met fan like I am, if you feel this at all, but as a fan, I feel there is zero emotional attachment to this team. And what I mean by that is Pete's gone, Nimmo's gone, McNeil's gone. These are all guys that were homegrown. These were our guys. Look at the Yankees. They have Judge. They have Rice. Looking at the Mets now, Soto, Soto kind of goes to the beat of his own drum. He does his thing. He's one of the best players in the game, but his emotion rarely there. You look at Lindor, there's a change perspective because of everything we've heard that, he could have been the reason all these guys were moved, et cetera, everything behind the scenes in the clubhouse. So as a Met fan, I think we're striving for a guy like Benj or Ewing to get emotionally attached to. I mean, McClain could be that guy too, but he's a pitcher once every 5 days. It's not someone you're seeing every day in a lineup. So you reach for Benj, you reach for Ewing after seeing, 80 Vientos. They can't get the job done. Alvarez, Mauricio can't stay healthy. So as a Mets fan, who are we emotionally attached to? I'm a diehard Ranger fan. Those early 2010 teams with Girardi, Lundqvist, all those guys that were homegrown, I have emotional investment into them for the rest of my life. As a Mets fan now, who are we into?
Yeah,
who is the guy we're supposed to be attached to?
I agree with you. I don't think your thesis is wrong that right now we have no attachment to Bo Bichette. We have no attachment to guys like that. But I'm going to use a Knick example because I think the Knicks are one of the most relevant stories in sports right now. They're in this weird hibernation period where we're waiting on who they're going to face. We're waiting on the status of OG Anunoby, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. But when this team was formed, and I'm talking about the Jaylen Brunson New York Knicks in 2023, go through their roster real quick and tell me who you would have had an emotional attachment to. Jaylen Brunson, who you signed as a free agent? Great. His dad played for the team a decade now, 2 decades earlier. You had no emotional attachment to him.
No, he hadn't earned that yet.
Julius Randle, there was a love-hate relationship. So what was your emotional attachment? Josh Hart, you acquired late in the season. What was your emotional attachment? Cam Reddish? Ihart? Evan Fournier? R.J. Barrett, you probably had an emotional attachment to.
Because you wanted him to be good, but he hadn't proven it yet.
That's right. And the jury was still out. So what changed about that, though, because right now there is a deep emotional attachment to Jaylen Brunson, to Josh Hart, to Karl Anthony Towns now, to Mikal Bridges, to Deuce McBride. What happened was they started playing and they started winning. If the New York Mets, as opposed to being 17-25, were 25-17, and Bo Bichette was hitting .335, you would have started to gain an emotional attachment to those guys. So it's the chicken and the egg. Yes, you don't have one to these players. We said this when the season started, you brought in a lot of guys that you have no attachment to, but you can gain it very easily by performance. The lack of performance has caused a lack of attachment. If they start playing better, trust me, you'll get attached to them just the same way Knicks fans are very much attached to every single guy on this roster. And I heard Boomer use a word earlier today, and some may take it as a negative, but I understood where he was coming from. He said the Knicks are a bunch of mercenaries. Now, they're not mercenaries, but his point is most of them were brought from other locations.
Yeah.
He's right.
No, he's right. It doesn't make them mercenaries per se, but I get the use of the word.
They weren't built through the draft, and there's nothing wrong with that.
But it does feel like they have attached themselves in some ways to the Knicks.
Yeah, because they've won, they've played, they've got the scar tissue.
But that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
The ups and downs. They've had the goods where they've been cheered. They've had the bads where they've been booed. Maybe not Jaylen Brunson, but Cat certainly has. And so, there's some ups and downs that you go through, and you become a New York athlete. And I feel like this Knick team is getting embraced because they weathered all of those ups and downs, the good days, the bad days, and they've come through it, and now they look like one of the strongest teams in the NBA. And when you do that as an athlete in New York, they love you. If you ultimately win, they'll love you forever.
Yeah,
so
you just got to win.
You just got to win.
And the Mets haven't won, so of course there's no attachment.
Right.
Let's go to Frankie in Queens. What's up, Frankie?
Hey, good morning. I'm a frustrated, diehard Brooklyn Nets fan who I don't know what to make of the situation that they have right now, where they have to draft. They only have the 6th pick overall, and I'm just wondering if you agree that there are some avenues to trade up, but I'm wondering how much of an appetite Brooklyn and the teams that they could trade up with, Memphis and Washington, would have to have a trade.
I don't think. Like, I have an appetite to trade up, Frankie. Sean Marks should have an appetite to trade up. We all should have an appetite to trade up because a superstar franchise player is worth everything. And if you believe one of those top 4 guys are a superstar franchise player, I'll give them all the picks. Give them all the Bridges picks. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, that's so worth it. I find it hard to believe that anyone's trading back to 6. The Wizards are open to trading the number 1 pick. Yeah, they're open to trading the number 1 pick to number 2 or number 3.
Right, it doesn't make sense to trade back and get a non-elite player.
So I don't buy it.
Right.
Now, to me, I have a full endorsement. I'm ready to do it. My first full endorsement is that the Brooklyn Nets should draft Darius Acuff Jr. My second endorsement...
Even though he's 6'2.5".
Oh,
6'3".
stop it. Now I'm more... What, you anti-small? How tall is Jaylen Brunson?
Jaylen Brunson is a special player.
Darius Acuff Jr. could be Allen Iverson.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did he win a high school championship in football?
What?
AI was an elite athlete, dude.
I think Darius Acuff Jr. has the potential to be a Stephon Marbury, Damian Lillard, Allen Iverson type of impact player.
Really?
So that's endorsement number 1. Endorsement number 2 is that Sean Marks should be fired. How does Sean Marks still have a job? Thank you. Now we got that out of the way. We have fulfilled our obligation every single day to remind you that we are still confused that Sean Marks has a job. How does Sean Marks still have a job?
Oh, he's a Detroit kid.
You looking at Darius Acuff Jr.? If I put you down the road,
he looks like a baller. I'm just talking about like how.
There goes Tiki. There goes Tiki down the rabbit hole.
Is he a multi-sport athlete?
In the rabbit hole could be a time like the life and times of Bob Dole.
You can kill it now.
Tiki is down that hole.
Okay.
Yeah. You buy him now, right?
Yeah.
By the way, just so
I'd get behind that.
I want the record to show I was ready to move off of the net talk. He has continued down the rabbit hole of Darius Acuff Jr.
That's because you're propping up this kid who I don't know.
I'm endorsing him as the guy they should take at 6.
I didn't watch a ton of Arkansas basketball.
I have in the last 48 hours.
The 1 year that this just graduated from high school teenager played.
Well, you love to poo-poo stuff, don't you? We'll get back to your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. We are learning a little bit more about who the Knicks may be destined to play in the Eastern Conference Finals. And did Mike Brown tell us if OG Anunoby is playing in Game 1 on either Sunday or Tuesday night? We'll explore what he had to say coming up. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
This segment is sponsored by Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka. It's not a seltzer, it's a Surfside. HSS is ranked number 1 in orthopedics for 16 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. When you choose HSS, you're receiving the best orthopedic care you can get. With locations across the tri-state area, HSS provides specialized care for the hips, knees, back, neck, and beyond, including everyday joint pain, fractures, spine care, and more. Most insurance plans accepted. Choose better, move better. Appointments available at hss.edu.
The bats from the Boogie Down will be swinging for the fences in Queens as the first stop of the Subway Series is set for Citi Field. But before we get you the game, WFAN takes the train to Midtown for an all-day broadcast extravaganza tomorrow from the MLB NYC flagship store. The warm-up show, Boomer and Gio, Evan, Tiki, and Morash, Carton and McMonigal will get you ready for Rivalry Weekend live from inside the MLB NYC flagship store on 6th Avenue. It's all brought to you by Major League Baseball and your home for New York sports, WFAN.
Major League Baseball trademarks used with permission. Nothing pairs better with Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka like a day on the golf course. Made with real vodka, real tea, and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly.
Hey, if you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your business mobile plan, paying for stuff you don't actually need. But with my Biz Plan from Verizon Business, you can choose exactly what you want and only pay for what you need for your business. When you're in control of your mobile plan, you can make every dollar count. Visit VerizonBusiness.com. Do it today to learn more and make the switch. Verizon Business.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Visit your local Kia dealer today. The team from the Bronx begins a huge 3-game series against the team from Queens before crossing town and embarking on a 7-game homestand.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a data analyst.
Hey, what model did you use for these quarterly projections?
Astrology. If Mercury's in retrograde, sales tank. If Venus is rising, we crush Q4.
You built our revenue forecast off horoscopes?
Yeah, the Zodiac never lies.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
FanDuel is the clubhouse leader for betting major golf because right now all customers can get a 25% profit boost every round of the second major. Boost your winnings on anything from outright winners to round leaders to tourney matchups and so much more. So don't wait. Visit FanDuel.com/New York to download FanDuel and take your swing at boosted winnings. That's FanDuel.com/New York, where all customers can get a 25% profit boost every round of the second major. We just love the app around here. It's safe and secure, has all the betting markets you could possibly want, and when you win, you get paid instantly. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
This is Modelo Especial, a full-flavored golden lager with a crisp, refreshing taste from start to finish. Brewed with time, effort, and determination to get the balance just right. Because when a beer is made right, you can feel it. Modelo Especial, the model for everyday beer. Drink responsibly. Beer imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
I'm Neil, founder of Clay Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast.
Pump up the volume.
When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
How do airplanes fly? What's in this box? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Learn how to store your gun securely and make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
Cloudy skies with a high around 67.
Weather brought to you by Capital One. Capital One offers no fees or minimums on checking accounts. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank guide. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
The Subway Series rolls into Queens when the New York Mets take on the New York Yankees at Citi Field. Friday, May 15th through Sunday, May 17th. You don't want to miss this epic weekend. Go to Mets.com/tickets now and secure your seats for the Crosstown Showdown.
Tune in to Odyssey Mets Radio on 880 AM. Brought to you by the #1 Westbury Toyota Construction Sale.
Get the scuttlebutt on your favorite team, the Fan, on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
The Fan Focus is brought to you by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. Cade Cunningham dropped 39 points, 7 rebounds, and 9 assists. James Harden and Donovan Mitchell combined 22% from 3. They were 4 of 18 from 3, and they had 8 turnovers between the two of them, yet somehow the Cavs won. Evan Mobley went on a personal 7-0 run to end regulation. The Detroit Pistons had a 9-point lead with 2.5 minutes to go, and from that point on, the Cavs went on a 23-10 run, which included overtime, winning 117-113. By the way, in overtime, Cade Cunningham only had 2 points, committed his 6th turnover, and failed to box out James Harden on the game-winning free throw. James Harden missed a free throw and then got his own rebound to seal the win, but somehow people are telling me that Cade Cunningham is better than Jaylen Brunson.
I love how this turned into editorial.
He's young. He's young.
It turned into, here's what happened into, God, I'm so sick of people telling me Cade's better than Jaylen.
Here's
Shut
the
your
point.
mouths.
It's 3-2. The series can end on Friday night now. Cleveland has a chance to end it on Friday night, and that was also brought to you by Town Fair Tire. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
I have thought throughout this series specifically that Detroit would find a way to beat Cleveland.
Yeah.
Last night was obviously, and I'm certainly not the only one to say this, what happened at the end of the fourth quarter specifically is the moment of pause.
Right.
There's been something off about the Pistons this entire postseason run, but to their credit, they overcame it. They overcame 3-1 down against Orlando. They've overcome Jalen Duren just being a different player this postseason to even jump out to a 2-0 lead on Cleveland. They've overcome all of this to even be in position to take Game 5 and take a 3-2 lead, and they blew it. And as we sit here today, and as I sat there last night, kind of flabbergasted, it is the first time that I'm like, holy crap, it may be Knicks Cavs.
I know.
It was the first time.
I think it's probably the better matchup for the Knicks. Because, again, you're not going to fully believe that James Harden is going to be this elite player in the Eastern Conference Finals. But it's also the more dangerous one.
Because why? Because they're more talented? Because they have more firepower?
Because if you lose, it feels like you blew it. It feels like you faltered when you had the shot, right? And it's I guess it's for both of those teams. If they were to play Detroit, they don't have home court. So you're more games on the road than at home.
They beat you up during the regular season, which means nothing, but I pointed out.
But you say this team is talented. Just look at the regular season. They're an ascending team. You're kind of at this plateau that you've kind of been stuck on for the last couple of years. Most people's estimation, they were supposed to beat you. The Cavs aren't supposed to beat you.
The Knicks are supposed to beat either team. Let's be blunt now.
No,
it's a different world than it was 3 months ago.
Now, forget that. It's a different world than it was 3 weeks ago.
No, you're right. You're right. They're supposed to beat either team.
But I feel like losing with home court to the Cavaliers, who you've owned most of the time in the postseason, that would be hugely disappointing.
Well, because up until Rami said, and by the way, I'm not even arguing with anything that you said about Cade Cunningham. Up until your little attack on Cade Cunningham, the attacks from some Knicks fans has been mostly at James Harden and Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Dribble, fat.
And me! And me, I join in.
Right.
And so losing to Cleveland with home court advantage and with some of the things that have been said about James Harden would be, you'd get a lot of crap.
Yeah, by the way, that's the team you want to play. Because of the pace that the Knicks are now playing at, James Harden, it's not the same as Joel Embiid. James Harden becomes a massive defensive liability.
And they
Cleveland.
also turn the ball over at
nauseam 700 times last night.
Yeah, that is something the Knicks would take advantage of routinely.
You want Cleveland.
Yes. I think we've all said, hasn't that kind of been a universal Knick fan opinion that you prefer Cleveland?
But nobody believed it was going to happen until last night.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I even said to you guys a couple days ago, if I take my IBO hat on or off and say, okay, I'm the Knicks hater, who do I have most confidence in? I don't have confidence in either, but it would be Detroit, just based on the toughness that they possess.
Yeah. Detroit's going to blow their doors off in Game 7.
You think so?
They're going to win by
in Game
20.
6. They got to win Game 6 first.
Right.
In Cleveland.
They're going to blow their doors off.
How many times have the Cavaliers lost in Cleveland this postseason?
I don't know.
0.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
They had a 20-point lead.
Here's the way I view the Pistons, okay? And I've said this all year about them. When I called them a cute little story back in December, they need to learn how to win. If they somehow come back down 3-2 after the way they lost Game 5 and having to beat a Cavalier team that has not lost at home at all in this postseason, if they do win Game 6 and win Game 7, I will be the first to say, you know what? That's the scar tissue you needed.
Yep.
That's your moment of learning how to win. Now, I still wouldn't pick them against the Knicks. I still think the Knicks are a better team, but it would go a long way to the Pistons learning how to win. But as we stand here right now, I go back and forth on the matchup stuff because I think they're just so different.
Yeah.
Like the Pistons and the Cavaliers pose different threats to the Knicks. I think Cleveland is a more talented team. I think they have more offensive weapons. But at the end of the day, they're a turnover machine. Like, I can see the way those games are going to go. And yes, not to bury the lead, home court advantage matters. And to have game 1, 2, 5, and 7 in your own building, it's a big freaking deal. So I think I speak for most when I say I think you'll beat either team. I would still say my preference is to play the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'll point this out. The difference between a 6th game and a 7th game is minor. What the NBA has decided to do is very odd. No matter what, there's only going to be 1 day of rest. So if they wrap this series up on Friday, game 1's going to be Sunday.
They got to get to it.
Right. But my point is the Knicks, from a Knick perspective,
right?
You are playing a team off of only 1 day of rest.
Yeah, so if the Cleveland Cavaliers win at home, take it the series 4-2.
It's Sunday, Tuesday.
Sunday, Tuesday.
But here's the caveat.
But if it goes to Game 7.
If it goes to Game 7, it'll be Tuesday, Thursday. The caveat is the NBA will give that team more rest, the Cavaliers, because that's the only team that could do it, more rest between Games 2 and Game 3. And that would be significant as they rest up. But in terms of Game 1 and Game 2,
even if they go down 2-0 in Game 1.
Well, but what I'm saying is they get more rest. The way the schedule is built.
I know that, but it's like, thanks for helping us by giving us extra days rest when we're already down 2-0 in the series because we don't have home court against the Yankees.
The Yankees?
I mean, the Yankees. I'm watching.
Boy, look at you jumping
baseball.
ahead.
We don't have against the Knicks.
I mentioned this the other day, doing a deep dive on rest, and if it helps you and it hurts you, and ultimately rest helps you. But the one, I guess, concern for the Knicks is going to be Game 1 because that's when they would come out flat. Now, as the series goes on, the Knicks are going to have a much bigger edge based on the rest that they have. But believe it or not, the game that's most dangerous to the New York Knicks, based on the history of teams with long rest, is just coming out flat in Game 1. But here we are. We may be on the precipice of the New York Knicks against the Cleveland Cavaliers in the Eastern Conference Finals. And by the way, it won't just be me. It won't just be Gio and now Rami. There will be a lot of crow eating if James Harden beats the Knicks and goes to the NBA Finals. But I have good news. I have great news for you. It's not good news for me, but it's good news for all of you. He's not beating you. So we could talk about it. Say that clear into the microphone.
There is no chance the Knicks lose to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference finals.
Wow. Why don't you throw in a no chance in hell? Throw that in there.
There is no chance in hell the Knicks are losing to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the conference finals, and definitely not to James Harden.
Damn, Roman.
Do you see how many unforced turnovers they have in the game last night? Just throwing the ball away. They have 2 7-footers, neither of which can rebound. I don't even know how that's possible. Duran's off the floor, and they still can't rebound.
What will you do if you're wrong. If by some fluke you're wrong, I mean, you're starting a brand new job when this happens. Is there something that you can promise all of us, the audience, that you would do if by some miracle, and obviously you won't be wrong, but if somehow you were wrong and James Harden led the Cleveland Cavaliers to the NBA Finals, what would you do?
Well, the question is, would I have to stick around for your show to do that since I'm making this with this show, or would I do it in there before 10 a.m.?
Totally your call. So it's about the station.
It's your call. It's about the show.
It depends what you decide to do. What are you going to do? And there's a lot of options. You could follow the history of WFAN. You could make an ode to Craig Carton and walk across the Brooklyn Bridge in a Speedo. You could do that.
No.
I mean, you could ode to Craig.
I would advise against that.
You're advising against that?
Well, I want to do something original, but I would go that far.
You go that far?
I would go that far. I don't want to rip someone else off, but if you guys come up with something that's original.
Well, it's an ode. See, there's a difference between ripping someone off and an ode to Craig Carton. So here's how you rip him off, by never saying he did it first and just doing it.
Yeah.
That's a ripoff. When you say, hey, I'm going to send an ode to this guy, that's more of like a tribute. You know what I mean? That's how I view those kinds of things. But do you have something else in mind?
I don't, but
think about it. You got 48 hours. You got 48 hours. Think about it. And maybe the people in the audience can help. Because he's very confident that they would not lose to James Harden. By the way,
no chance.
I agree with you. Like, come on.
Cleveland, they are big. But
they're big and soft.
But
they're
how
big and soft.
But how do they guard the perimeter? Think about what the Knicks have done over these last few games.
They were playing one-on-one with, like, I forget who's defending Cade, but they were going at him one-on-one. And then when they started sending a second, they were sending it from the strong side. They were sending it from Cade or from Harris in the corner as opposed to Asar Thompson. Like, Thompson can't shoot in one corner, and instead they're sending it from the guy who in the playoffs can't shoot, but theoretically can shoot.
Where the Cavs are dangerous is they've got offensive weapons that can kill you. So they have more weapons offensively than the Pistons do. I think Detroit is a tougher team. They're a better defensive team. But they get bogged down offensively. And they're overly reliant on Cade Cunningham.
Detroit also, like you said, if they win Game 6 in Cleveland and then go home and win a Game 7, the confidence they'd have going into that series scares me.
Yeah.
I agree with
and they have home court.
No, I think no matter how you cut it, the Pistons are the more dangerous opponent. But I think as a Knicks fan, you should be confident either way. I mean, I think you go
5 either way.
Either way, yeah. I haven't decided yet, and we're in a tricky spot because if the Knicks, or I should say, if Cleveland wins on Friday, the series would be set and Game 1 would be played before any of us on the regular weekday lineup get on the air to make a prediction. So our big prediction game will be gone. Like, we can't do it. We can't catch. We can catch the weekend guys, which is fine. Big Mac and Al Cintron and Laurie Rubinson, and that's fun. But we'll never be on the air.
So no matter what happens, we can't do it.
No, that's not true. Because if there goes to a Game 7, it would be Sunday, and then Monday and Tuesday would be multiple days to prepare for Game 1. So I'm excited. I'm glad the schedule came out because I've already game planned which Eastern Conference Finals games I am going to. I will be going to Madison Square Garden. And someone asked me, they said, as someone who hates James Harden, and I do, would it be difficult to root for James Harden against the New York Knicks? And here's my answer. Again, IBO hat is off right now. I'm just talking as a Knicks hater. I think we can be real with each other. Like, we respect each other.
Yeah.
I respect you guys. Hopefully you respect me. I'm a bitter, disgusting, putrid Net fan. Like, it is what it is. It's all good. I'm not stabbing you in the back like the national media where I pretend like I'm unbiased and then I just stab you. Like, I'm talking as a Net fan right now. It wouldn't be difficult to root for James Harden. It's impossible to trust James Harden.
Dribble, fat.
Because I know.
You just seen it too many times.
I know him. And you know what's crazy about James Harden? One last thing, I promise. He got hurt in the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Bucks right away in Game 1. Right? Nets-Bucks, he got hurt. Yep. And it didn't matter because the Nets blew the Bucks out in Game 1, blew them out in Game 2, lost a heartbreaking Game 3. Kyrie got hurt. All bets are off. James Harden dramatically came back. Dramatically fought through the hamstring issue to return on one leg. And I remember saying on the radio, you know what? Say what you want about James Harden. Boy, do I respect that. This guy's on an injured hamstring. It's Game 7.
This turned into a Nets
conversation. It's Harden. Right? It's Harden.
What the hell? Where did this come from?
And I appreciated what he did. But he was so bad in Game 7 and then was so bad when he quit on the team and then has been such a quitter with Philadelphia and Los Angeles, and we'll see it in Cleveland.
But he hasn't been that yet in Cleveland.
Not yet, but he was in L.A. and he was in Philadelphia, that I can never, get over it, you know? I guess you guys are right. That was a Net comment. Anyhow, let's get back to your calls.
Is there an other side to this? I know you expect.
I moved on from the Nets. Why are you bringing them up?
No, I'm talking about Cleveland.
Oh, go
the
ahead.
other side of the bet, because you mentioned going to games. So if the Knicks win in 5, do I get to go to a finals game?
You get nothing. I'll tell you why.
Even if it's in 5?
No. I'll tell you.
What about a sweep?
No, you get nothing.
No. All right.
Okay, can I just be honest with you?
Because they're going to win.
Because they're going to win,
Yes,
and we all know
I know.
Yeah.
Like, you're not doing anything that's that, oh, they won. Like, even predicting a sweep. There will be people predicting a sweep. You didn't get that other than Craig for the Philly series, but there will be Knicks fans who I think rightfully so are going to have a level of confidence of, we're going to sweep these guys, or we're going to beat them in 5. So, unfortunately for you, you only get penalized, you get no reward.
Well, the reward is that I get to see the Knicks in the finals for the first time in my life. So
good way to look at it. Yeah, I can't bring anybody to the finals. And no offense to you or anyone else. I said this to Big Mac. They're so expensive that I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to sell my extra ticket, and I'm going to go with a stranger.
That's a perfectly good move.
Thank you.
I think that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, because it's just ridiculously expensive. And so it's crazy enough for me to go go. So if I could at least turn that into something.
Yeah, but at least you're not paying the markup price.
Exactly.
Do you know what your price is?
Yes.
Are you comfortable saying it, or you don't have to?
The reason I don't does it matter?
What do you think the get-in price in the building is for a season ticket holder? That's my question for the finals.
It is marked down incredibly. So let me give you an example.
Relative to what it's in the open market,
Correct.
it's $1,000.
Well, right now,
for the bridge seats.
If you forget the NBA Finals, if you go to the Ticketmaster app and you searched for tickets for Game 1 or Home Game A of the Eastern Conference Finals, in my bridge, in my section, what do you think the face value is on Ticketmaster?
You told us it was $1,000.
Yeah, that was 5 days ago. It's changed now.
It's $1,500.
Now it's $1,100. Went up $100 a
the
ticket.
Conference finals?
Yes.
Not even the NBA finals.
No, the conference finals.
That's unbelievable.
And that's why they're unsold.
That's absurd.
Because they changed the prices.
Right, it's dynamic pricing.
Right, so it will go down. So that's why I don't even know what the finals will be, because it's just going to move all over the place. But you know what? I thought about it. I'm not going to tell you how much I'm paying. Because then I know the person who sits next to me may be listening right now, and they may say, wait a second.
You're making what?
You paid that, and I paid this?
But that's fine. Like, I've done that where I've bought solo tickets, and I'm next to the person who sold me the ticket, and they're like, yeah, I made a little bit. I know they're making a little bit of money off of me.
But you know what the thing
regular
is?
Season game is different. It's not as much of a markup.
It's true, and you know it, and you've accepted it because you clicked on it to do it. I feel uncomfortable. I'd rather just not talk about it. It's like one of those things you just don't talk about. Like, I don't want to be standing next to somebody, because I stand at my seats, and even like having any kind of conversation.
But you're going to have it. You're going to have it.
What is he going to?
Of course
he's
you
going to
are.
ask me.
I sat down and asked the woman next to me, so I bought your ticket, huh? And she's like, yep, my daughter couldn't make it. I posted it late online.
You're special, Rami. You're special. I don't think most people would bring that up. I don't think the guy or gal next to me is going to say,
I don't think so either.
Oh, you're the season. No, they're not going to say anything. They're just going to stand there and watch the game.
Unless they're a listener. And then they recognize you.
I thought they see me.
That's the challenge, is that you're going to get recognized. And now people have heard you talk about it. They're going to want to talk about it.
Do you think I can get extra if they know it's my seat? You think I can mark it up more?
I think so, yes. Evan, like, what, they have the perks. I'll see this club, that club, sit next to Evan Roberts.
Well, there's an easy way to do this if we get to the finals. I'll just announce to the world where my seat is, and then you can go on and try to buy it.
You should do a bid instead of like on eBay.
Right.
Have people just bidding on it.
Then you get in trouble.
Yeah, I can't do that. I got to go the legal way, which is just Ticketmaster. They run a very good operation over there where you could just, resell your tickets. And by the way, I think a lot of people are going to have to do that because tickets are so expensive that, unless you're bringing your wife or husband or kid, it's just a lot of money, man. But we'll see. We'll get an NBA Eastern Conference Finals to start real soon. Let's go to Austin in Wantagh. What's up, Austin?
How we doing, gentlemen? I got some football news for you.
Go ahead.
All right, I'm a diehard Jets fan, but I got some Giants news. Giants at Rams. Do you remember the 21st night of September, Week 2, Monday Night Football, back-to-back primetime games for the Giants?
You know what I hate? You know what I hate about this, Austin? And I appreciate you calling in. Why are they leaking all the little bits of news?
Yeah, because I think they're leaking these primetime games because the network. Sean said this on Tuesday before. When was his last Tuesday? Yeah, his Tuesday before he left. every network gets a chance to do their own little promotion before the league releases the full schedule.
Oh, so that's why Jet games aren't leaking out.
That's right. So the Jet games aren't leaking out because the Jets aren't playing in primetime. I mean, maybe there will be one ultimately.
They'll get one, yeah.
But the Giants are, put it in quotes, the hot team to have in primetime, partly because of John Harbaugh, but I think also because of Jackson Dart and like this renewed expectation for this team. They're just an interesting team to watch.
So what our last
they have a
caller,
persona that's interesting to the media world.
What our last caller is saying as the slow leaks begin on the NFL schedule, and more on that coming up a little bit later on, is that what we now know is that the Giants are opening the season on a Sunday night at MetLife Stadium against Dallas, and week 2 is a Monday night game in Los Angeles. So 2 primetime games
and then week 12,
to start the year.
Isn't it in week 12 also?
Week 12 against Washington on a Thursday night.
Right. So, I mean, that's 3.
Right, but the first 2 weeks of the season are primetime games. Do you like that?
I mean,
I love it.
You know what? If I was a player, I'd love it. Absolutely. Give me a chance to shine. And I know everybody's going to be watching. I perform when people are watching.
I love it as a fan.
Forget as a fan. I'm talking about as a player.
No, I get you. It
raises the you're not just lollygagging your way into week 1. Like, I'm not going to really pay attention in training camp. I'm not going to give it my all. Dude, you better. Because you're going to get judged on your season by how you play in week 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah. National media pays a lot more attention.
100%.
Andrew in Ronkonkoma. What's up, Andrew? Andrew.
What's up, guys? How are you?
Good.
All's well.
So I'm headed to the Met game actually right now, but I got a question about Ewing. You know, Roberts on the IL. You think when he comes back, you think they're going to move maybe Ewing to left field and put Soto at DH? Or
No, I think, first of all, I'm skeptical Luis Robert Jr. is coming back. I mean, we're talking about a back issue. He may need surgery. Who knows? David Stern says they haven't gotten there yet, but there's also been no progress. I almost think you have to forget Luis Robert Jr. exists. If A.J. Ewing plays well, he's the center fielder. It's over. Nothing's going to change that. And any decision you make upon a returning Luis Robert Jr. will be around the fact that A.J. Ewing is the center fielder. Yeah. I mean, if he plays well, it's his job. No one's going to take that away. Who's taking that away?
No, he's in the system for a reason.
He's a top prospect. And if he's good, he's good.
Right. He's made his way through the process, and he's here, and he's first 2 games, only 8 at-bats, as we mentioned earlier. He's been fantastic. Scored the winning run last night, and he's an athlete.
He's got a long way to go, but this is his job if he keeps it.
Of course.
He's just got to go play well. Lorenzo in Queens. Hey, Lorenzo.
Yeah, how you doing, Evan Tiki Show?
Good.
Yeah, 2 quick baseball takes. All these sensitive umpires, most of them are, they're going to take these ABS challenges personally. So this, he took it out on the Mets.
No, you're right. That's exactly right, Lorenzo.
That's a great point. It wasn't even trolling the Mets. It was they get offended by you challenging their call. And when they're right, they're like, see, you idiots, why challenge me?
Yeah. I think you're 100%. This was not about the Mets. This is about the system.
Yes. Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. Marty in Westchester. Hey, Marty.
Yes. Hi, Tiki and Evan. I'd like to talk about the Yankees. Yeah. And, watching this team since the beginning of the season, there are 2 areas of concern. One, I think, will be fixed, and that will be the relief pitching, because it's been inconsistent. But Brian Cashman always seems to find a way to fortify the relief corps either internally or at the trade deadline. So that's something I'm not overly concerned about.
Agreed.
The major issue I have with this team since opening day has been the lower part of the lineup. It's really been rough to watch. And specifically, I want to zero in on one player, and that's Austin Wells. So I just don't think he can hit Major League pitching. He's mired at 180 now. Last couple of years, he's been around 220. I think he uppercuts a lot. If you look at his swing, he seems to uppercut. He's a dead pull hitter.
He's swinging for the fences ever since that opening day home run last year. Remember that?
Yeah, I do, because that was coming off his rookie of third in the rookie of the year.
But last year's sophomore season, his statistics were similar to his rookie season, in which we all deemed a success.
Yeah, because
this year's been worse.
It was a success because as a catcher, you're not looking for a 275 hitter, unless you would not even look at that with what's his name from Seattle.
Cal Raleigh?
Cal Raleigh. I mean, he hit 240.
Yeah.
And everybody thought he should win the MVP.
Well, he also had 60-plus home runs.
Okay. Nobody who hits 240 wins the MVP.
We're not talking about the MVP, though.
I'm just telling you.
You brought that up.
Yeah, but I'm saying everybody. I was getting ready to say everybody thinks the catcher should hit like Kyle Raleigh, but he only hit 240.
No, but catchers don't need to hit. And Austin Wells, as a defender, you don't need to be a great hitter, but you need to be a representative hitter.
That's
so
right.
far this season, he hasn't been good enough.
No, he hasn't.
So if this continues, I definitely think the Yankees will at least eye the catching market. But it's not a deep market.
No.
There's not a lot of great catchers floating
first
around.
Base now.
Well, they're not moving Ben Rice though. They're just not like, if they ever move Ben Rice behind the plate, I think it's more of a once a week thing. And we've talked about them doing that for whatever reason. Here we are in the middle of May. They haven't.
Yeah,
but I can't see a
Especially with
world
the
in which he
way-
becomes the catcher.
Right.
What has
especially with
Boone
the
said
Goldschmidt's
about
hitting.
this, by the way?
He said numerous times, we'll get there.
Right.
But it's not a part of their immediate plans.
It can be, but it's not going to be on a regular basis.
Yeah. I mean, they should use it as a once a week, twice a week thing. And then, yes, eventually, because if they were doing that, I would consider him more of an option in terms of, hey, Austin Wells, J.C. Escobar, they're not getting it done. As we get closer, dare I say postseason time, maybe Ben Rice catches more and catches during the playoffs. But you can't even consider that as long as he's not catching. And one thing to our last caller's point about the Yankee bullpen, which, yes, at the beginning of the season, I labeled that as the biggest concern of the New York Yankees. They've got the best rotation, they got the best offense, but I'm worried about their bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
We are a quarter of the way through the season. You know where they're ranked in bullpen ERA?
I'm going to say top 5.
It's a great guess. They're 6th, which is pretty good. So despite all the concerns and the hand-wringing about the Yankee bullpen, they have the 6th best team ERA when it comes to bullpens.
Right.
And we know they're going to add guys.
And if it hadn't been for some bad outings by Camilo Doval, they'd be in the top 5.
What did Mike Brown say about OG Anunoby? It's interesting. I'll have Tiki analyze this because what he didn't say may be what he actually said. Plus more of your calls at 888-808-1019. Call right now. We're going to take caller number 3 at 866-540-WFAN for your chance to win a $100 MLB flagship in-store voucher. The winner must pick up voucher at the MLB flagship store during the WFAN live broadcast, which is tomorrow between 6 a.m. and 7 p.m. from our friends at the MLB flagship store. Tune in to the Carton Show later today at 3 p.m. for another chance to win.
If you're looking to level up your wardrobe, check out Collars & Co. You might have seen them on Shark Tank where they landed a deal with Mark Cuban. They're the team behind the dress collar polo that sold over 1 million shirts. Well, now they've launched the Maverick Performance Blazer, and this thing is legit. Sharp, lightweight, and completely wrinkle-resistant, making it perfect for travel. Just pack it up, and it comes out looking fresh. Plus, get smart features like security zip pockets, a sunglasses loop, and an optional pocket square. So hit up my friends at collarsandco.com. Use code Tiki for 20% off. That's at collarsandco.com.
Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project, plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
If I'm the Dallas Cowboys or the Buffalo Bills, I'm on the phone with the Indianapolis Colts to trade for the number 4 overall pick in the 2023 draft, quarterback Anthony Richardson. Buffalo's backup quarterback is Kyle Allen. Dallas's backup quarterback is Sam Howell. For 2 teams that harbor legitimate Super Bowl aspirations this year, that's not good enough. Anthony Richardson, a worthy roll of the dice for either of those teams. I'm Nick Costos.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Hello, I'm Ozempic.
And I'm other GLP-1s kind of like him. Hey, did I hear there's a pill version of Ozempic?
Yep, you sure did. Ask your doctor about which FDA-approved uses of the Ozempic pen or pill may be right for you. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and learn more about Ozempic semaglutide tablets 9 milligrams and Ozempic semaglutide injection 2 milligrams.
There's a pill version of Ozempic.
Welcome to 215 Maple Drive. We just put this property on the market.
Love the crown molding.
Oh, wait until you see the walk-in closets and the bathroom tile.
Does it have Verizon Fios? 100% fiber internet?
No Fios, but it looks like it's got cable. Let's check out the kitchen.
No Fios? Yeah, no thank you.
Don't you want to see the rest? Okay, bye-bye.
Get Verizon Fios, because when you're moving, it's 100% or nothing.
Want to stay cool for the next 2 summers without spending a penny? Well, Sloman's has the AC offer of the century. Get 18 months with 0 payments and 0 interest. They're now offering cutting-edge 18-SEER 2026 refrigerant-compliant systems expertly installed by their certified technicians, all at the lowest prices of the year. That's right, get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 18 months. Plus, they're including a comprehensive 5-year service plan. This includes annual system checks, filter replacement, and refrigerant to keep your AC running smoothly all summer long. Servicing all of Long Island and Queens, call the team at Sloman's today at 516-932-7000 for your free estimate. But hurry, these cool savings won't last. Don't miss out. Call 516-932-7000 or visit ac.slomans.com. That's ac.slomans.com. Terms and conditions do apply.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
Town Fair Tire.
Hey Giant fans, be there for the 2026 Town Hall presented by Verizon. Live from the Beacon Theater in New York City on Monday, May 18th. Get an exclusive preview of the season with head coach John Harbaugh and general manager Joe Shane. Plus, you can hear from current players like Jackson Dart, Cam Scadaboo, and Brian Burns. Plus, get your first look at the Giants' 2026 draft class. Secure your seats now at giants.com/townhall. That's giants.com/townhall.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Ink card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Ink Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Summer's a gift. The gift of days that last a little longer. A brighter state of mind. So gift yourself a new Kia at the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. With specially tagged vehicles including the Sorento, Sportage, Carnival, as well as the Niro Hybrid. All backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranty. So the gift of summer can keep on giving for summers to come. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Always drive safely. Event ends 6/126. See dealer for warranty details.
HL Gross Jewelers of Garden City is Long Island's premier engagement and wedding ring destination. Visit HL Gross today or online at hlgross.com.
Get breaking sports news here. WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
A very busy Sports Thursday. We've gone through a lot over the first 2 hours. If you've missed any of it, rewind on the free Odyssey app to the concern around Max Fried, to the mini excitement on the mini Mets. I like that name, Robin. It's growing
mini
on me.
Mets.
On the mini Mets?
I told you.
Like
I said it right away.
Yeah.
When I heard Gary say the baby Mets, I was like, I don't know, mini Mets.
Nah, I like mini Mets. You've got me. You've sold for $600.
Especially because they're miniature?
Yeah, they're tiny. No, I think that's part of the reason why I like it. So we've touched on that. We will get into the leaks around the NFL schedule coming up this hour and in a few minutes on what Mike Brown said about OG Anunoby. We also now have an update on Francisco Lindor. We mentioned that Lindor was going for another MRI. Yes. David Stearns told told that to all of us 2 days ago. Here's the update from Carlos Mendoza on Lindor, and I'll read it to you, and then you tell me if it's good, bad, or You ready?
Mm-hmm.
The MRI on Lindor showed healing in the calf, but there is still no timetable for his return. Carlos Mendoza said Lindor will now move into the strength training portion of his recovery, though he is still appearing to be a ways away.
Yeah. No,
so what does that mean?
That's at least a month. Another month.
I'd say more than that.
Yeah.
Because remember, he then has to play baseball.
True.
He's not going to just come up.
And he didn't play a lot of baseball before the season started because he was hurt coming in during spring training. So you're right. This is going to be a long time.
My hope, and this doesn't mean it's realistic, I'm telling you this is what I'd hope for right now, is that coming out of the All-Star break, he'd be ready to go. Mm-hmm. But is that being too aggressive? Because that's only 2 months. That's 2 months from now.
2 months seems doable. The question is whether or not, or the issue is going to be if he has a setback when he starts putting weight on it, meaning strength training it again. And if he does, there's going to be serious consideration about shutting him down for even longer. So he's gonna start lifting weights, they're saying, so he's gonna get sore. The question is, how long does he stay sore?
Now, speaking of injuries, when OG Anunoby went down with the hamstring issue, we had a discussion about what was being reported and what we should believe. And Ian Begley came on, and we had a further discussion, and we never really found out the severity of OG's injury because we knew he wasn't going to play in Game 3. He didn't. And once the Knicks went up 3-0, I think we all kind of assumed he's probably not going to play in Game 4, up 3-0. And then obviously the Knicks get the series over with, and it's like, we don't even know. And so I even said to Ian, I haven't been proven right because I was very skeptical about the way they downplayed it. But I don't think I was proven right because the Knicks were being smart to not play him in Game 4 up 3-0.
They didn't need him to, especially the way Deuce played.
Now they have a long layoff, and obviously whether they open up on Sunday or they open up on Tuesday, if OG Anunoby doesn't play in Game 1, I think we'd all admit, wow, okay, then it wasn't true. Now, Ian continues to report, and I trust him, the expectation is he's going to play in Game 1. Shams has followed Ian's lead to say the expectation is he's going to play in Game 1. So it continues to be out there that that's the belief.
Yes.
Mike Brown was asked about it at his press conference yesterday. Hey, what's the confidence level in OG Anunoby playing in Game 1? Take a listen to Mike Brown's answer.
How confident? I just, like I said, they told me what he could do today. They have not told me what he can do tomorrow. So I don't know what he'll be able to do for Game 1, but I'll find out tomorrow what he can do, and we kind of go from there. Just literally taking it one, at least for me, I'm taking it one game at a time, and I don't want to know from medical or anybody else, anything about beyond that, because when I do that stuff, I get my hopes up, and I don't like doing that at all.
What do you think of that?
So it's one of two things. He's either effing with everybody, and he's just downplaying it like, oh, woe was me. He told me what he could do, and it didn't sound like it was great because they didn't tell me what he could do the next day. And he said, I want to take it one game at a time. What he meant is one day at a time, because he doesn't want to get his hopes up with, I don't know, at least 3 more days before they're playing game 1, whether he's available or not. I think he's available. He's downplaying it. He's trying to make whoever the opponent's going to be think that OG is not going to play.
He's putting the shred of doubt.
Yes, he's putting the shred of doubt, because that sounded doubtful.
But I don't
believe it.
Mike Brown has done something interesting this year. Do you remember back? And I don't think we made a big deal of it. We more thought it was fascinating how Mike Brown didn't know the schedule.
Yes.
Like he didn't know where the Knicks would go the next day.
But he probably did.
But we debated it.
Because how can you not know?
That's what we thought. Like, how could you not know?
And how could you not know? You just, whether he practiced or he was around, how do you not see OG and say, hey, young man, what's up?
Well, that's what this reminds me of. It feels like Mike Brown is playing a character. It feels like he's doing a bit. And the bit is, see no evil, hear no evil. I have no idea, but trust me, I got here because I'm smart. I got here because I'm good at what I do. Even if some Knicks fans didn't believe it upon the hiring.
Right.
Mike Brown's coached the team to the NBA Finals. He's not an idiot. And I think that Mike Brown is doing something that I remember Phillies manager Charlie Manuel used to do back in the day, which is he would play the role of this country bumpkin idiot. Like, oh, gee golly, we're trying to hit today. And I'm like, he's not stupid. Charlie's playing a bit.
Right.
So Mike Brown's bit is not to play stupid. It's to play, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what tomorrow holds. I think he knows. I think you're right. I think there is a level of confidence that OG's going to be ready for game 1.
Right.
But it feels like Mike Brown's playing this bit of like, I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to get my hopes up.
Yeah. I think he's going to play.
I would think so.
I mean, it'll be, if they play on Sunday, it'll be 11 days.
Yeah.
They play on Tuesday, then it's 13 days.
Yeah.
It's almost 2 weeks. And they played it down as if it wasn't that major. It was a minor hamstring strain. He should be good to go. And to me, even if he doesn't, I think the Knicks are still in a good spot. But if he does, I bet he's playing limited minutes.
Well, that's the other kind of part to it that you wonder about. Okay, he's playing. Like, we get the news on Tuesday or Sunday. All right, OG's good to go. He's back. Does he play 35 minutes? Obviously, the game will dictate that. The way the game is going, the way he looks will dictate that. But if somehow OG Anunoby doesn't play, what an amazing, incredible job of spreading misinformation by the Knicks.
That's true.
And I don't believe that's the case anymore. I think that he is going to play, if I had to guess. But if he doesn't, I'm going to crack up. Not because of OG being hurt. Don't think of it that way. Just by the way this whole thing played out.
Huh.
The other interesting thing that was said was something Jaylen Brunson said the other day.
Which is? I missed this.
It was very quick. I want you to listen carefully. Jaylen Brunson was asked, and the audio for the question isn't very good, so I'll just reword it for you, which is, hey, Jaylen, as a star player in this league, is it kind of frustrating that the ball hasn't been in your hands as much recently as it was before as a star in this league? Take a listen to this very quick answer from the superstar, Jaylen Brunson.
1, I'm not a star. 2, I want to win.
Wow.
1, I'm not a star. And 2, I want to win.
I love that.
I love the I want to win part, but does he honestly believe he's not a star?
Well, I think what he's saying is I'm not like LeBron, where everybody just says he's a star. I think Knicks fans say that, but I don't know if the rest of the NBA fans bases are like, Jaylen Brunson's one of the best players I've ever seen, even though he probably is.
But what does he think? Doesn't he know he's a star in this league?
Yeah, stay humble, man.
Do you think he's truly humble, or do you think he's just saying
No,
that?
I think he's truly humble. He is that. He comes off that way.
But, you and him are kind of similar in that you weren't a star right away. It took you time, right?
Right.
You struggled, and then you became a star.
Yeah.
Did you know you were a star when you were a star?
My last year I did.
Do you think Jaylen isn't there yet? He isn't at the last year of Tiki Barber level of stardom?
I think in football, it's a different mentality because you get one opportunity a week, and you prepare all week, and then you know you're going to be successful. I remember having these press conferences or whatever, these media availabilities, and I'd be like, yeah, I know I'm rushing for 120 yards.
Right.
I just knew it. And it was cocky, but it was also it was a confidence I had in myself. Jaylen Brunson has that, but in the NBA, you can't express it daily because you'll get humbled immediately. You know what I mean? Because you play for 4 games a week. So you just can't do it. I think he's being truly humble, even though he knows he's a star.
He has said all the right things during this playoff run.
Right.
Like after victories, we're thinking about the next. We're not celebrating. We're laser focused. So everything so far has been done perfectly as the Knicks are on this incredible run right now.
Doesn't serve him or anyone on the Knicks to get cocky at this point.
No, because you know what? To this point, as impressive as what they did against Philly was, as impressive as what they did closing out Atlanta was, at the end of the day, all they've done is get back to where they were last year.
Right.
Now, there's an expectation.
Right. They got there easier than they did last year.
Much more impressive, much more easier, but the truth is none of that matters.
Right.
It doesn't matter. It's like we were talking earlier, I think this was off air, about beating Cleveland and Detroit. Let's say they beat them in 7. I think, Rami, you said you'd be disappointed if they beat them in 7.
I didn't say I'd be disappointed. I just said
What'd you
anything
say?
beyond 5 games would be a disappointment. But I didn't say
exactly
I'd be disappointed.
the same thing. Did you just reword what I said differently?
Yes and no. You don't get how that's different?
No. You just repeated it and said, that's not what I said. Let me reword what Evan said. Point is this. It doesn't matter how you get there, right? So, if the Knicks win impressively in 4 games versus they win a heartbreaking series in 7 or a heart-wrenching series in 7, the results are the same. The Knicks have currently gotten to the same point they got last year in much more impressive ways. But it doesn't matter. And I think that that's the attitude the Knicks have, especially the guys who have the scar tissue of losing last year. Like, hey, all we've done is get back to where we were last year. Now we got to finish the job. We can't blow a big lead in game 1.
Right.
We got to seal the deal. And so they certainly have that. They're saying the right things.
Right. That's all that matters at this point.
No doubt.
Because right now, all you're doing is waiting to see who your next opponent is.
Speaking of waiting to see who your next opponent is, how many times did that happen in your career, Tiki Barber?
What? Waiting to see who the opponent was?
You've advanced in the playoffs, and you're waiting to see your next opponent. I have the answer.
I think once.
One time.
2000.
You nailed it. That's a good job by him. Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You had just beaten the Vikings in your infamous NFC Championship game.
I think it also happened because we had to beat Jacksonville at the end of the regular season to win the division or get the bye week.
I didn't even count that.
There were 2 bye weeks.
Gotcha.
Because the penultimate game we played the Cowboys. That's when I broke my forearm against the Cowboys. We played Jacksonville the next week, and I played just because we had to win.
You played with a broken forearm?
Yeah.
I wonder if Joel Embiid would do that.
Tiki called and be the bitch.
No, he wouldn't. He had an appendectomy a month ago.
Yeah.
But I feel like we waited to see who we were playing in the divisional round. So I think it happened twice that
you're
year.
right. You know what? I didn't include that when I did the research. It was all postseason.
Right.
And you guys win the NFC Championship game, and then immediately the Raiders play the Ravens.
Yeah.
Were you even able to sit down and watch that, or were you too busy celebrating the fact that you won the NFC?
I don't remember watching that game.
Really?
At all. God. I mean, I watched it in leading up to the Super Bowl, but I don't remember watching it in real time.
That would be fun, man. All right, let's get to your calls, 888-808-1019. Let's go to Tim in Indian Hills. What's up, Tim?
Hey, guys, great show. Tiki, big fan.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Evan, as a true Knick hater, self-proclaimed, how do you feel about Kenny Atkinson and Allen, your ex-players, going against the Knicks? Are you rooting for them, or are you not rooting for them?
I like,
and, of course, Harden.
Well, James Harden, that's very different.
He's not claiming James Harden.
No, I like Kenny Atkinson. I thought he did a really good job with the Nets. Did he get a raw deal in being fired? Probably, but I think you also have to listen to your superstars. The Jared Allen trade is a trade I hate. Like a big reason why I screamed fat, dribble, fat, fat. It wasn't squarely that I didn't want James Harden. It's that I didn't want to give up what they gave up. The loads of draft picks plus Jared Allen and Karis LeVert.
Mm-hmm.
I like Jared Allen. He's an awesome dude. Is he a little soft? Sure. But I like him. So in terms of emotionally, as a Net fan watching this series, I got nothing but love for those guys. I got great respect for Kenny Atkinson, great respect for Jared Allen. James Harden is a quitting loser. And so
tell us how you really feel.
That's how I feel about him. But Yeah, I mean, I know sometimes you get mixed emotions when you're watching a guy who played for your team. But I think in both cases, Allen shouldn't have been traded. That was a dumbass trade. I stand by that. I was right about that. You talk about opinions aging wrong and aging well. I don't think there's any opinion I've ever had that aged more accurately than the James Harden prediction. And Kenny was just unfortunate, man. He helped turn the franchise around, and then the superstars said, we want a different voice. And you know what I learned from that? Superstars are idiots. You shouldn't listen to them.
Mercenary piece of crap.
And by the way, they're both on opposite Karis LeVert. I didn't know idea where he was.
Yeah, he's on Detroit.
He had the ball in his hands in a huge spot last night.
Yeah. Oh, I thought about that last night. I love those guys. And it's unfortunate what happened, but I don't want to talk anymore about that.
I think it ended in a shot clock violation, or like the 17 that they had.
Yeah, but you remember when he had that game winner against the Knicks on opening night? No? Come on, man.
I don't remember that either.
I don't remember.
Robbie, you're a Knicks fan.
I should remember that.
Screw all of you. That's the problem with the Knicks-Nets rivalry. I remember stuff that you guys are like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
What year was that?
I'm going to guess 18 or 19. One of the 2 years.
Then I should remember it.
Well, you didn't. You embarrassed yourself. Or you embarrassed me because you don't care about us. Let's go to Ray in Waterbury. What's up, Ray?
Hi, guys. Great show as usual.
Thank
a couple of Met points, if I may.
Yeah.
This is a very big game for the Mets. If they can sweep this series here, we got a different mindset going against the Yankees this weekend. I like the pitch matchup. It's going to be a tough matchup Friday, and we got Peralta on Sunday.
Here's why
Saturday,
you're spot on, right? Yeah. And I use this line all the time where it's a long season, but there are certain games that feel bigger than other games.
Mm-hmm.
They got a chance to sweep a series at home. They got a chance to get to 7 games under 500. They got a chance to put together a legitimate winning streak. And more importantly, one of their best, if not their best pitcher, is on the mound. When your best pitcher's on the mound, you win.
Right.
They haven't done that this year with Nolan McLean. So I think on a lot of levels, especially going into a series against a good team, even if they're struggling, I agree with you. I think it's a really important game. But they've played a lot of really important games this season because when you bury yourself, that's the situation it turns into. So I agree with that. I'm excited. Is it raining outside? Because I saw some rain in the forecast. Is this game starting on time?
Oh, what time is it supposed to start?
It's supposed to start in an hour. It's a 1:10 first pitch over at Citi Field. Tiki is looking out the window here in Lower Manhattan. What do you see?
It's not raining.
Good.
It's beautiful outside.
I think we're going to get really nice weather for Mets Yankees, and I do want to remind everybody of something. If you're heading to Citi Field for the Subway Series, fans are being encouraged to plan ahead, and here's why. The LIRR may have, what is it, a strike?
Yeah.
They're going to have a strike? It's not a lockout. It's a strike.
Definitely a strike.
I'm just kidding. And so because of that LIRR potential strike, there's going to be heavy traffic. There's going to be heavy traffic anyway. So there's different ways you can get creatively and go into Citi Field. The Mets have added additional Citi Field direct shuttle capacity from Roosevelt Field and Walt Whitman shops. They've also got a new shuttle route from Manhasset LIRR, serving the Port Washington line. They're offering more ways than ever for fans to get to Citi Field, including direct subway service, shuttle service. There's a ferry service I was looking into, but I saw it was sold out for tomorrow. So I guess you should check the ferry service for Saturday and Sunday.
Already?
Yeah,
Can't they add more ferries?
I'm calling it like it is.
Yeah, just calling what you know.
Look, I appreciate the Mets putting this information out there. I looked at the shuttle service from Stamford, Connecticut, more out of curiosity because I think I'm going to drive, but hey, I'm going to listen to what they tell me. And when I went to the website, it said all the tickets were sold out for Friday. So I guess I can't do that one. But there's rideshare options. There's
Everybody's going to drive. This is going to become an S show. You know it is. Everybody's going to drive.
Well, we're advising you not to. There's also the city bike access, which I've done numerous times.
City bike?
Yeah, you can take a bike. I've done it.
From where?
From anywhere in the 5 boroughs.
So you're going to drive into Manhattan and get on a bike?
No, but if you live in Manhattan, there's people listening right now.
Okay, so if you're living in Manhattan, you're getting on a bike.
Yeah, I did.
Take a city bike.
Yeah, I biked to Citi Field and Barclays Center a million
From
times.
the Upper East Side to Queens.
I once biked from my home in Queens to the Barclays Center, and I'll never forget this story. It's not Nets related. Don't worry. It's just Barclays Center. So I bike over. It's 65 degrees. I leave my bike. I lock it up. At halftime, my dad texts me and says, I hope you didn't bike. I'm like, why would he say that?
Yeah.
It started snowing.
I'm a loser.
So I said, I did. Do you mind picking me up?
All right. Did he?
I don't remember. I think he did. I don't remember the story. I may have biked
Like bad snowing?
It was like pretty rough.
Like
yeah.
it's going to be hard for you to bike home?
Yes. Yeah. It was not good. There's not a good situation. Sometimes you got to plan ahead. You got to look at the weather.
I hope it doesn't. It's not going to snow today.
It's not. It's not going to snow.
It's not going to snow tomorrow.
Probably
either.
not this weekend either. Yeah.
Nah.
Anyhow, fans can go to Mets.com/transportation and the MLB Ballpark app for the latest travel updates, and you can build a personalized travel plan before heading to Citi Field. Friday night is a night game. It's on Apple TV. Saturday is a night game. It's on Fox. And then Sunday is your traditional 1:40 pitch on both Yes and SNY. So there's your public service announcement. More of your calls sprinkled throughout the show at 888-808-1019. Plus, the NFL schedule continues to leak out. What we know, and I can't wait to get this because I still don't know Tiki's view on this, but we got bad news about Malik Neighbors yesterday. How concerned should the Giant fan be about the health of the star wide receiver? We'll get that all coming up. It's Evan and Tiki here on The Fan.
Surfside iced tea and lemonade plus vodka is your go-to drink this golf season. It's light, refreshing, made with real vodka and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. No bubbles means no troubles. Look for the new half and half variety pack featuring flavors like raspberry half and half in stores now. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project, plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's simple. Book your free and home consultation. Shop from home and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free and home consultation today.
And this segment was sponsored by Flushing Bank.
We're throwing one of the biggest parties of the year and want you there. Come hang with us at WFAN's annual kickoff to summer with Boomer and Geo, live from DJ's on Ocean Avenue in Belmar on Friday, May 22nd at 6 a.m. We'll get your Memorial Day weekend started with a bash featuring special guest, certified platinum country rock band, Parmalee.
Home is where my heart is still beating.
We want to see you and your friends down the shore for WFAN's Kickoff to Summer 2026. Brought to you by Boar's Head, committed to craft since 1905. Helix Wireless, Spiked Aid, and your home for New York sports. WFAN.
Life's rewarding, especially with Flushing Bank's Complete Cash Rewards program. Just open a personal or business complete checking account to get started. With 30 New York Metro locations, there's nothing easier or more rewarding. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, new Verizon mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch.
For new Fios, internet, and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Man, I love this place. I've been surfing here since I was a kid. Now, seeing my grandson out on the water, it means everything to me. Watching him and taking in the blue waves, the sea breeze, the blurry horizon.
If you have geographic atrophy, or GA, subtle changes in vision could mean it's progressing toward irreversible vision loss. Izervay is proven to slow GA progression and could help preserve your vision for longer, so you may keep seeing the world around you. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is an eye injection. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may cause blood in the white of the eye, blurred vision, or a temporary increase in eye pressure. Do not drive or use machinery until vision has recovered after an eye injection or exam. Ask your retina specialist how you can slow your GA with Izervay. To learn more, call 1-855-IZERVAY or go to izervay.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Do you owe back taxes or have unfiled tax returns? The IRS won't quit until they get your money. Here's great news, fresh from those in the know. Major changes have happened at the IRS. If you owe more than $10,000, you may be eligible for a 99% reduction of what you owe. Haven't filed a return for a while? Their happy clients are talking.
The IRS was going to levy my bank account, but Guardian was able to prevent that and fix all my IRS issues.
Thanks again, Guardian Tax.
Need relief from crushing tax debt? The IRS now has special programs. Guardian Tax knows all about them. Personal or business, this is the fresh new brick you've been hoping for.
We aren't the company you call when you need a hug because you're scared of the IRS. Guardian Tax is the company that wins when you need it most.
Guardian Tax Service is really great to work with. They really help me out. I'd recommend them highly.
Call now for a free confidential consultation. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424. 800-499-1424.
Hey, New Jersey, the Mega Millions jackpot is up to $251 million. Who couldn't use a little extra money in their pockets? Get your ticket today. Anything can happen in Jersey.
You look like you could use a refresher, a Dunkin' refresher. Try Dunkin's delicious black cherry or berry acai refreshers. One sip and you'll feel refreshed. There's so many delicious flavors like mango, pineapple, or strawberry dragon fruit. So whether you're powering through your day or just pulling up for a little treat, make it a Dunkin' refresher. Dunkin' refreshers, they're the perfect summer pick-me-up. Dunkin' refreshers are fruit-flavored, contain 0 to 1% fruit juice. Terms and exclusions may apply.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS like Mark?
I've been doing home remodeling for 30 plus years, but the economy crashed. I wound up losing my home, losing my job, and on top of that, owing the IRS a ton of money. I owed the IRS $114,000. It really, truly was the worst part of my life.
Then Mark found tax relief advocates.
On news radio, I heard about TRA, and I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I picked up the phone and I called them. When it was all said and done, TRA settled my $114,000 debt for $100, and I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. Could not believe it. Would recommend TRA to anyone.
If you owe 10 or even hundreds of thousands of dollars to the IRS, don't lose hope. Do what Mark did and call TRA for a consultation.
But TRA did. They gave me a second chance, and I'm forever grateful.
Visit TRA.com or call 800-491-9914. 800-491-9914. That's 800-491-9914.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen. Like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
How was your break?
It was great until I stopped for gas. Prices have gone up almost $1 with no end in sight. I might have to start watching how much I drive.
That's exactly why I use Upside. I never pay full price for gas with the free Upside app.
Upside?
Yes, Upside. It's the free app that gives you cash back just for buying the gas you're already buying. So even with the rising gas prices, I'll never have to limit how much I drive.
Does that actually add up to anything?
Just last year, I made over $200 with the Upside app.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app right now.
Download the free Upside app to earn cash back on the gas you're already buying. Use promo code WAGON for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WAGON for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first fill-up. That's WAGON.
Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Nothing pairs better with Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka like a day on the golf course. Made with real vodka, real tea, and zero bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Cheers to hitting the fairway and cheers to Surfside. Must be 21, please drink responsibly.
Welcome to 215 Maple Drive. We just put this property on the market.
Love the crown molding.
Oh, wait until you see the walk-in closets and the bathroom tile.
Does it have Verizon Fios? You know, 100% fiber internet?
No Fios, but it looks like it's got cable. Let's check out the kitchen.
No Fios? Yeah, no thank you.
Don't you want to see the rest? Okay, bye-bye.
Get Verizon Fios, because when you're moving, it's 100% or nothing.
Talk New York sports here. The Fan.
This Fan Focus is sponsored by Chef IQ. Watch the game, not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. As we mentioned, stay alert. The Mets are scheduled to play at 1:10 p.m., but that is weather pending. So stay alert. Nolan McLean Day for the Mets, so you definitely don't want to miss that. So just be aware. It may not start on time.
I'm looking out the window. We are going to report that it's starting on time. Yeah, I ain't joking. We don't know.
It's 30 minutes from now, and it doesn't look like it's raining.
Yeah,
so.
it's turning into a nice day.
Yeah.
Today is such a nice, relaxing day in that the Yankees are off. So if you're a Yankee fan, you get a respite. The Mets play during the day, so game's over by 4:30. And there's no NBA tonight because tomorrow they're stacking the game sixes. Cleveland-Detroit is a 7 o'clock tip. And then the San Antonio-Minnesota Game 6 is a 9:30 tip. So there's no NBA tonight. I'm sure there's NHL, but I have to be honest, I do not care. And so tonight is a respite. Tonight is a break. Tonight is to overanalyze the NFL scheduling. That's what tonight is.
I mean, it kind of works out that way.
Right?
The NFL accidentally is going to get a free night for people to just talk about the schedule.
Yeah, except it's all leaking out before 8 o'clock tonight.
That's true. But it's only the primetime stuff that's kind of leaking out.
I don't know. I got confused. Yesterday, I tuned into Craig and Big Mac, and I heard, and I don't know if Craig was reporting this or Big Mac was reporting this, but I heard them say that the Jets are playing the Dolphins. And
which
the
is what
Vikings,
we talked about yesterday.
Well, no, we talked about how it never happened.
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I had no idea who they were playing, but I heard them say, yeah, the Jets are playing the Dolphins and then the Vikings, and then I wake up today and they're not playing the Dolphins and the Vikings.
Right.
So I have no idea what's going on. We'll dive into the schedule in a few minutes, but first, let's get fed.
Sean Moraes in the booth.
With Robbie.
Somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Cinco de Luncho is presented by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. And this is related to the NFL schedule release, which, by the way, I'm seeing some of the aggregators online have the full Giants schedule now.
Yeah, and the reason that
I don't know if that's accurate or not, but
well, the reason that they do is like half of it leaked through, reporters that you trust, and then they were able to just piece it all together.
Connect the dots on the rest of it. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But I will do, and hopefully I did fill in well for Sean yesterday. We talked about, you didn't love his 2 days ago, but hopefully yesterday's was a little better. But this is the top 5 things we're going to overhype during NFL schedule release. There's going to be nothing else going on, and we're going to pretend to care so much about these things that obviously eventually won't matter.
Here we go! Number 5.
Number 5 is the annual primetime team boost, which is going to be the Giants this year. We already know the first 2 weeks they're playing in primetime. Great. Let's put a 4-13 team in primetime 5 times this year and watch how that works out for us.
The Giants stink.
Right. The other one is the Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Which is the 12th of, what was that, November?
Yeah, but remember this about the 4. Let's say the Giants suck. Let's say you're right. They're
going to be 0-2. Forget about suck.
Let's say they start 0-2. Those first 2 primetime games doesn't matter how bad they are because it's early in the season.
Because half the teams are 0-1.
Exactly. So the concerns with the primetime games with bad teams is when you're sitting there and it's not flexed out and it's week 13 and we got crappy teams.
After week 6, you kind of know who deserves to be in primetime
right.
or not.
And we did this with the Jets back-to-back years.
You got to do a month and a half of the season before you're like, that team is terrible.
Both Aaron Rodgers years, the Jets were scheduled for a lot of primetime games. Not all of them can they flex out of. That's the problem. So the Jets ended up playing a lot of bad primetime games.
Oh, I remember.
Years.
It was like a weekly thing.
Oh my! It was torture for us as Jet fans.
Right.
Number 4.
The international games. We're going to pretend to care, but spoiler alert, it's Jags-Titans at 8 a.m. in Slovenia.
Bro,
like we get it, in a soccer stadium.
There's 9 of them this year.
It's ridiculous.
It's 9 international games, including 3 new stops. Australia, obviously, but that's the early one in the season. Rio de Janeiro.
Right.
And then Paris, France, which I would love to go to.
I would love to go also. The Giants don't have any primetime games. So
I'm disappointed about that, by the way, because I felt like there was an off chance they were going to, I was going to say to Detroit, but to Germany to play Detroit, and they got locked out.
Yeah. So don't the Jets usually have one?
They do. The only part of international games I care about is when the Jets and Giants are playing a 9:30 a.m. game. Mm-hmm. That's the only part of it that matters.
No, the reason I cared is because I wanted to go to Germany.
I know. Well, we're very different. I'm all about 9 a.m. games. Tiki's about where am I flying to?
Right. Yeah, can I go to Europe again? Yeah, exactly. That would be fun.
Number 3.
The Thanksgiving games. We know it's the Cowboys and the Lions. It's the same every year. We could stop pretending to be overhyped about the.
Well, this year it's the Cowboys playing the Redskins, right?
I mean
the Commanders.
Oh, yes. Yeah, is it?
I
feel
it's
like
Eagles.
Right.
No, Cowboys, Eagles.
Yeah,
I knew it was one of those.
It's Lions, Bears. It's Cowboys, Eagles. I tend
division
to agree,
games, which is kind of cool.
I tend to agree with you, though, Rami. We know half the teams that are playing.
Right.
So, again,
it's not really a surprise.
Again, it comes back to what I said earlier. it only matters to me is if you're telling me the Jets or the Giants are playing on Thanksgiving.
Right.
Outside of that, doesn't matter.
I mean, it could have been because it's always for the Giants. It's the Cowboys are always playing.
Yeah.
So there's always a chance if they're going to do this as divisional.
Happens to be it's pretty good this year because you also have Thanksgiving Eve and Black Friday. So they added games, and the Thanksgiving night game is the best one. It's the Chiefs-Bills. So that's actually pretty fun, but we don't care.
Number 2.
An Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Somehow it seems like the last 17 years we've had at least one Aaron Rodgers revenge game. Like, you can't just have revenge on everyone. So there's going to be a game that's the 67th revenge game of his career that we're going to hype up as, Aaron Rodgers getting revenge.
This year,
yeah, exactly. Who's it going to be this year?
We already had it last year with the Jets.
Doesn't he play the Packers this year?
I'm sure he does. Didn't he play? He played them last year, I think.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, he did.
I don't
Is Nate Hackett coaching anywhere? Does he hate him now? Who does he hate?
No,
he loves Nate Hackett, right?
Nate's his best friend.
Yeah, Nate's his guy.
They're actually
but
playing...
Nate is in Arizona.
Oh, okay,
He's the offensive coordinator for Mike LaFleur.
Correct.
So that wouldn't be a revenge game. That would just be an Aaron Rodgers reconnect with his offensive coordinator game.
Yes, but somewhere along the line, he'll find some revenge. We know that.
Number 1.
The Super Bowl rematch. That's the opening night this year. Nobody cares. We watched it 3 months ago, and it stunk then. It's not going to be any better. And by the way, the only interesting thing about this game is going to be completely avoided on the broadcast, and that's Vrabel and Rossini.
Right.
They're not even going to talk about it.
So I'm glad you said that. That is one of the leaks I do care about. Like, I care about the Jets and I care about the Giants, and I think there's a lot of selfish natures to all of us. Like, oh, a road game I want to go to, or, oh, I'm going to take my son to this game. So I think when it comes to the Jets and Giants schedule, it's about games we can go to, games we may travel to, and then obviously breaking down, is this a good thing? Is this a bad thing? Is this tough? Is this easy?
Win,
things
loss,
like that.
win.
But opening night is a holiday, right? That's exciting. And in fact, if you remember back, Tiki, right after the Super Bowl ended, we had a discussion. We predicted who the Seahawks would play to open up the season in 2026.
I do not remember what I said.
Well, neither do I. And so luckily, when we make these predictions, they don't just disappear into the ether. We get to find out. So now that we finally know, it's the Seattle Seahawks against the New England Patriots. And remember, we had the list of eligible teams because you know who you're going to face. That's the other funny part about the schedule. You know where you're facing teams.
Right.
You know who you're facing. Right. It's just a matter of when.
Which is why I thought Detroit Giants, I knew Detroit was going to be in Germany. That was going to be the Giants.
I totally get it.
But it is not, unfortunately.
So let us go back to the day after the Super Bowl and see if any of us got it right that the Seahawks would be playing a Super Bowl rematch. Who should we start off with, Rami?
Let's start with Tiki.
The San Francisco 49ers.
Oh, got that one wrong.
Yeah.
Wrong.
You went Niners. All right?
Well, because the Niners are supposed to be good.
I get you.
Let's go with Sean.
So my gut tells me it's going to be the Bears.
The Bears! He thought coming off the Caleb Williams year.
I've kind of forgotten about the Bears, that they were good.
Yeah, they were good. And Caleb, I mean,
but
he's a
also,
star
like,
now.
what I pointed out to Evan before the show is, like, I'd never, like, there wasn't it's usually a big matchup from the year before. Like, the Chiefs played the Ravens because they played each other in the AFC Championship game. The Bears and Seahawks, did they have a big game against each other last year? I don't remember.
I mean, they must have, but it felt like all of those Caleb Williams wins were, like, chaotic, miraculous, chaotic, come from behind at the last moment. That's how he beat the Giants.
I saw someone say he needs to learn how to play regular football. I think it was actually Mark Schlereth, like down-to-down football, like, which is true.
I think it was just the Bears are, an appealing team now because they made a postseason run.
Run. They got a good head coach.
Yeah, fair guess. I mean, it's a fair guess. There's no easy answer to this.
Yeah, we're all just ripping on Sean while he's not here.
I know. I'm defending him. Right. I don't know who
I'm just saying. I kind of forgot they had a good season. Even though when I think of it, they did have a good season.
I mean, they got to the second round. They lost that game to the Rams in the divisional round. They came very close to getting to the NFC title game. I have no idea who I picked. So let's find out. I think ultimately it's going to be the Rams. Damn it.
I'd see that's a good guess, though, because wasn't that the NFC Championship game?
Yes. It was. Yes, it was a good guess, but we were all wrong.
And it's a division game. It feels
right, which is why San Francisco's a good guess also.
Season.
I remember saying a while ago to you that I think that when eligible, because it's not always eligible, that a Super Bowl rematch should always open the following season. I think there's a perfect symmetry to it. It's kind of cool. Many years ago, the Mets and the Royals actually opened the season on a primetime game on a Sunday night against each other right after the 2015 World Series. And as much as it was painful for me as a Met fan, there was like a cool symmetry to it. Now, you can't always do that.
Last game, first game. Yeah, I hear you.
You can't always do that. And in the NFL, because I did my own research on this, how often have we even had a chance to have a Super Bowl rematch to open up a season because you need two things. You need, A, the team to be on your schedule.
Right.
They're in the other conference.
And that's probably the hardest part.
It's not often. Right. It's once every 4 years.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is it needs to be a game that you're hosting because the tradition is you're at home.
Starts, yes.
Yeah. It's a rare thing, believe it or not. Like I was going back on it.
Has that ever happened?
Carolina, Denver, I think. I have to. In fact, let me confirm that because I could be wrong.
No, I mean the Super Bowl winner. I'm asking, is the Super Bowl winner ever open the next season on the road?
Other than like a scheduling issue.
Yeah.
That has not happened.
Right.
So it's not a common thing. Like the Denver Broncos, and this is the example, so I do have it. The Denver Broncos opened up the season against the Carolina Panthers the year after beating the Carolina Panthers in the Super Bowl.
Right.
That happened. But outside of that, it's a really rare occurrence. And so in theory, I think it's a great idea. I've said it before, like, oh, it's perfect symmetry. But I kind of agree. Like, I don't have any juice for Patriots Seahawks. No. And Rami's right. Like, the biggest story around the Patriots is about the thing that they're not going to talk about, right? Which is the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini story.
And as the season gets closer and we start to dig into both of these teams, it will be about the quarterbacks because Sam Darnold is still a young-ish quarterback. He's 30 now. And Drake May is he's on the precipice of winning MVP a year ago. So it will be a pretty good quarterback story, but it feels like, we already told that story.
Yeah, I agree.
We had 2 weeks leading up to the Super Bowl to have that exact conversation.
They're also not a rival.
No.
Like, they're not in the same conference, which I guess is the negative towards the Super Bowl rematch.
They're as far apart as any two teams in football, basically. Northeast, Northwest.
But the caveat to all of this, and I think this is the truth about the NFL, we are so thirsty for the start of the NFL season that they could put any two teams. They could have done Jets-Dolphins on Thursday night.
Yeah.
They could have had Pee-wee teams playing each other. If the NFL shield is the logo in front, we're all ready to go because it's football season.
Yeah.
So we were 0 for 3, ladies and gentlemen, on our what will open up the season thing.
And by the way, if you go back to 15, that Super Bowl was also a dud. And the next year, Peyton Manning had retired. So it wasn't even really a rematch.
Yeah, it really wasn't that appealing.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we still all watched it.
Oh, yeah. No, that's the thing. It could be anyone. I remember the Thursday night opener between they called it the Jets against the Jetskins. Do you remember that one? When Washington took on the Jets on a Thursday night game to open up the season after the offseason where they signed John Hall and Lavernius Coles and they brought in all the former Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
I don't remember it being called the Jetskins.
Oh, yeah. It was a big deal. You know what's crazy? I lived in D.C. at the time. So I'm a Jet fan on the other side of it. And, yeah, it was like, oh, it's the Jetskins game because they had signed all the former Jets.
Right.
But that was prior to the tradition, which I think is a great tradition, which is the Super Bowl champion opens up the season. Like, part of my fantasy as a Jet fan, besides winning a Super Bowl, which would be badass but probably never going to happen.
The New York Jets suck.
Is the idea of that season opener. Like, that's part of the fantasy is,
right.
And then we get to open the season against somebody at MetLife Stadium on a Thursday night. It's like, it's cool. But, yeah, we're a long ways away from that.
Yeah. What is the official release time?
8 o'clock tonight, but it's all leaking out.
Yeah.
Now, for the Jets.
That's really because I want the Jet schedule.
I want the Jet schedule, too. Like, I'm piecing the Jet schedule together based on giant leaks, based on, okay, well, they won't be home for this day. They won't be home for that date. But, hey, I want to know when we're playing in prime time.
Wow,
like, how often?
1 o'clock on Sundays.
Yeah, that's a lot of thought. Okay, the Giants are away on this day, so that means the Jets are home. They could potentially play this team. It's not going to be division, but it could be.
Well, until they tell us.
That's a lot of work, dude.
Dude, week 1, Giants home against the Cowboys Sunday Night Football. I knew we weren't opening at home.
Yeah, and that's why we speculated Tennessee.
That was our speculation.
All gas, no break.
And that is what is being leaked out, that the Jets are indeed our speculation, our guess. We weren't reporting it. Our guess was right because the NFL has this weird fetish for rematches. They love it. They love the revenge game.
Yes.
And so it has leaked out that the Jets are going to play the Tennessee Titans. Here's what I'm going to tell you about this whole game, okay? I don't remember more of a must-win than this. I'm not even joking. This is
Why?
Why?
Because it's game 1.
If they're going to have a football season this year, if the Aaron Glenn-led Jets are going to have an actual season as opposed to, a tanking exhibition, they have to beat the Tennessee Titans week 1.
All gas, no break.
I'm not joking. I've heard Joe say this in the past, like, it's an important week 1. No. This is as important a week 1 as this franchise has ever played because if they lose to Tennessee week 1, we know where this season is going.
Yeah, it's down the toilet.
It's going down the toilet.
Yeah.
If they beat Tennessee week 1,
there's some hope.
There's a little bit of, okay, we got something going on here.
Okay.
So I don't think
I wouldn't
that's
put it quite as a must-win because it's week one.
Okay, what do you want to phrase it as then?
Like I said before, 16 of the teams are going to be 0-1. So you'll just be one of 16. Now, if it gets to be like one of like 6 when you get to week 3, that's when you start to worry. Like a team that hasn't won. But at the end of week 1, every team is either 0-1 or 1-0.
But you would agree there are certain games on your schedule that feel more winnable than others, especially when you're a team like the Jets.
But think about the Tennessee Titans. They had their growing pain year a year ago. Now they have a new coaching staff, so that should be advantage Jets. But they have a new coaching staff that has a ton of experience. Dabes as a head coach, Vrabel as a head coach. Dabes is an assistant and an offensive coordinator in college for decades, it feels like. The advantage coaching-wise might still be with the Tennessee Titans, even though it's a new staff.
I mean, it probably is. Have you seen Aaron Glenn?
So I can't sit here and say, yeah, this is must-win for the Jets.
Yeah,
but I would say it's important that they look like a competent team. That's more what I'm going to look for.
But don't be confused between me saying that they are going to win this game.
I'm not saying you're saying they're going to. You're saying it's must win.
If they're going to have a season, they need to win that game. Like if this is going to be a real NFL season, you got to beat the Tennessee Titans week 1.
Let me pause. Let me pause real quick. What do you think this season's going to be like for the Jets? You kind of know what the roster is, quarterback wise, depth wise at certain positions. What do you think the season is going to be for the Jets?
If you had to ask me right now,
pick a
number.
Pick a number. Number of wins. What would you say?
4-13. 4-13. That'd probably be my answer. And that's not good.
So why is week 1 so important then?
Because I think they're going to be 4-13 doesn't mean I go into a next season accepting 4-13.
Yeah.
We've gone over this a lot about sports. Like you still watch with the hope you're wrong. Yesterday, I talked about the Mets and how this is a lost season. Did I watch last night's Mets game?
Of course.
Yeah. Am I going to watch today's Mets game? Yeah. Am I going to hope I'm wrong? Of course. So just because I don't think they're good or I don't think they're going to shock the world doesn't mean, whatever. Yeah, I expected them to be bad.
You're still going to evaluate it on a week-to-week basis in the NFL. And baseball, it's a day-to-day basis. But in the NFL, you're going to evaluate it every week.
Yeah.
You're going to say whatever feels like is the biggest issue or biggest positive or negative, whatever it is comes up on Sunday, or I should say Mondays, we'll talk about every week. Just like every day, we'll talk about the New York Mets, even if it's just a slight hope step in the right direction with these kids, Carson Benz and A.J. Ewing. It is worth talking about because that's what you feel.
Well, and also, Aaron Glenn needs to win games to keep his job.
Like, I just feel like he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land.
That's what he said about Geno Smith. Like, they have to win games. If they're not beating Tennessee week 1, where are those wins coming from?
Yeah, you know,
I don't think it's unreasonable what I'm saying at all.
I wish we didn't talk about this in real time when Aaron Glenn said that last quote that you just played. I really wish somebody would have asked,
"What's the promised land?"
What's the promised land?
I said that right away.
I know, but nobody asked it.
I know.
What's the promised land?
I don't know what the promised land is. It's
because
6 wins?
It sounds absurd.
Of course.
When we think about what we would define the promised land is, that's getting to a Super Bowl or at least deep into the playoffs. The promised land for the Jets could be, I don't know, 500?
I don't know. I mean, what do you think their ceiling is? I mean, there's a lot of unknowns to this roster. They've got a lot of weapons on offense.
Their ceiling feels like it's 500. Maybe a game or two above 500.
If that's their ceiling, which could get you to the postseason.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Then would you not agree, if you're going to get to that ceiling, you're beating Robert Saleh's ass in week 1.
All gas, no brakes.
Like, you're not getting to that area if you're losing the first week of the year to Tennessee. You're just not.
Yeah.
The odds are this season turns into what I think, which is 4-13. And their week 2 game is against Green Bay. That ain't easy.
Yeah.
Has that been leaked out officially? I'm confused.
No, it has not.
I don't know what's real or not. Yesterday, I'm hearing it's Dolphins, Minnesota when I turned into the afternoon show. I don't know what the hell's going on.
So because if it's Titans Green Bay, then you don't want to start 0-2. So you go from 1 of 16 to 1 of, let's call it 7 or 6.
Yeah, you know where that is?
They've been in the abyss for 55 years.
Then that feels like the abyss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so we'll see. That's why it's really compelling for me to see the Jets schedule.
Because
you're going to know right away what the first month is going to look like in your mind. Like, all right, that's a win, that's a win, that's a loss, that's a loss, that's a loss. Like, you're going to do that even if you have no idea what any of these teams look like in their 2026 iteration.
What I would also like, and I'm not asking for much in life, and I know that many Jet fans disagree with this. I know I've talked to Joe about this. He disagrees. I'd like a primetime game at home. I think it's cool. I think MetLife Stadium at night is badass. I want to do it. I want to go. I'll be there.
Why would you get a primetime game at home?
Boy, you're a jerk.
I'm not. I'm just asking.
Why would they? Because everyone has to at some point play a primetime game?
No,
May not be at home.
I'm talking this year.
Yeah, well, you have to have a primetime game. So why would it be at home?
Yeah.
It's MetLife Stadium. It's badass. I want it. Why does it have to be in New England? That's where it was last year. Like, why can't I have a primetime game at home? Why is that so nuts? Why can't that Green Bay game be a primetime game?
Because Green Bay deserves a primetime game at home.
Okay. I don't know.
They were great last year. Well, not great, obviously, but you know what I mean. They were really good last year.
You know why you are such a bad guy sometimes?
Why?
All I said was...
I'm just asking. That was an authentic, not even thinking of a troll response to the Jets deserving a primetime game at home.
I'm not saying they deserve anything. I'm merely saying as a fan, I would like a home primetime game. Yeah. Not a lot of people agree with me. And your response is, you don't deserve it, you putz. That was basically what you said.
No, you guys have stunk.
I get that they've stunk.
And there's not an aura that's surrounding you right now. See, the Giants don't deserve it either. But they have an aura surrounding them.
There's a belief in the
Giants. Because of John Harbaugh and Jackson Dart. And not Abdul Qadir, but Brian Burns. You should look at defense. Hopefully Malik Neighbors is healthy, even though I'm starting to doubt that, given what we just heard a couple of days ago or a day ago. But there's an enthusiasm around the Giants. I don't think that's there yet for the Jets.
Okay. I just want to remind you that even when the Jets have been bad, they will still get a once-in-a-while home primetime game. Remember the game where Myles Garrett almost killed Trevor Siemian? First time Siemian was a Jet. Do you remember that?
I don't.
I do. I still see that, body bending 18 different ways. That was a Monday night game. I was in the building for that. Like, those are cool. I just want a primetime game.
Yeah.
Beggars are being choosers right now.
You want it. You selfishly want it, even though you know you don't deserve it.
I just let it. Just say fine. I wish the best for you, Ev. Either way,
I wish the best for you, Ev.
Why would you want to be embarrassed on national TV?
Know,
the best for you is a 1 o'clock game on Sunday.
Because,
get buried in there.
I'll tell you why. Because most of the time, that's my argument after we do get embarrassed. Because we're going to have to play a primetime game. Those are the rules of the NFL, right? We all understand that? Like, they're going to play a primetime game?
Yeah.
We all accept that. Okay.
Which is why there are so many different ways to have primetime games.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all know they have to have a primetime game. I'm telling you, I would like the primetime game, since I have to have it anyway, to be at home so I can be there. So a lot of us can be there. So if I have to have one, I'd rather it be at home than in Foxborough where I'm getting embarrassed and I'm watching the broadcast. I'd rather be at the game. Yeah. And I'm sure there are a few Jet fans that agree. Not a lot, but a few.
You could go to Foxborough.
I'm not going to Foxborough. Not in this state. I mean, they are just vicious, disgusting people. You mentioned Malik Neighbors. Let's get into more detail on that coming up next. How concerned should the Giant fan be? And we'll get right back to your calls if you're waiting around to talk Mets, Yankees, football, and basketball at 888-808-1019.
I'm always incredibly busy, juggling life, and hoping my family is safe when I'm not with them. So I turned to our partners at Sloman's, who recently installed the Sloman Shield Link system into my home. It's a smart home security system combining safety, convenience, and peace of mind that I can manage right from the palm of my hand, my phone. I can control the garage doors, the lighting, the doorbell camera when someone comes and knocks on the door or wants to drop something off. I can either talk to them and say, hey, just leave it, or how about you go around to the garage, drop it in the garage, and I'll open it and close it for you. I appreciate you. Experience the future of home security and automation with the Sloman Shield Link system. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME, or visit slomans.com.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
The Pittsburgh Steelers are about to enter an era of football, unfortunately for Steelers fans, that I think will be reminiscent of the 1980s, which was not a good decade for the Steelers. They wanted to draft USC receiver Mekhi Lemon and got jumped by the Philadelphia Eagles. They hired Mike McCarthy, a retread coach, this offseason. They're waiting on 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers to play quarterback. What the hell's happening with the Pittsburgh Steelers? I'm Nick Costos.
Allstate is Metro New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the tri-state area. We're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So switch to Allstate today, and you could save an average of $713 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based based on the national average annual savings for new customers surveyed in 2024. Savings vary, subject to terms and availability.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Looking for a great deal to stay connected? Now, for a limited time, new Verizon mobile and home customers can get Fios and a line of mobile for just $69.99 a month with AutoPay. Get Fios 300 megabit per second for $20 a month and unlimited welcome for $50 a month plus taxes and fees when you bring your own phone. Visit a Verizon store today to learn more and switch. For new Fios, internet, and mobile customers, discounts applied over 36 months. Mobile and home discount enrollment required. Additional terms apply. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like needing a best man speech, but getting one from some random plus one.
I am honored to be standing here today, also confused and a little hungry. Does anyone want to switch entrees? Pretty sure I checked beef.
You wouldn't settle for just any speech, so don't settle for just any insurance. Get the real deal with State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Spring and summer are around the corner, and now's the time to prepare for pest season. Ticks, mosquitoes, ants, and rodents, they're all active this time of year. For over 50 years, homeowners and businesses have chosen J.P. McHale Pest Management. With local offices in New York City, Long Island, Hudson Valley, and Connecticut, with over 2,000 five-star reviews, they deliver proven year-round protection. Right now, take advantage of J.P. McHale's seasonal residential discounts and free commercial inspections. Visit nopest.com. That's NOPESTS.com. J.P. McHale Pest Management, not just good, guaranteed.
If we're being honest, guys in this town, pretty confident. And hey, that's not a bad thing. But are you willing to put it to the test? California Cryobank is looking for healthy men to become sperm donors. You can earn up to $2,400 a month, plus get free health and genetic screenings. And more importantly, you're helping families who can't do this on their own. So if you really think you've got it, and you know who you are, put it to good use. Apply now and see if you qualify. Check out spermbank.com to learn more.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734. 800-505-9734.
Attention, have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire, nobody.
I'm Tyler Kolick, and I got my Lincoln at Lincoln of Queens. They even delivered it right to my door. When it's time to save, it's time to go to Lincoln of Queens. Go New York, go New York, go.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
If you've missed any of the show, you can rewind it on the Odyssey app. If you missed Susan Waldman, I was having fun with the guys in the back bullpen area, Chris McMonagle and Pete Hoffman, and I played them the Susan clip, and I said, do you think she's trolling, or do you think she's just describing baseball? And that was, of course, what she said about Pete Alonso. If you didn't hear it, here is Susan Waldman's from yesterday's broadcast discussing the defense of Pete Alonso.
But Pete, wasn't he supposed to be a one-dimensional player? He couldn't play first base. Isn't that what we were told? He's been great. And the more you see him, and we'll see him a lot now because it is Baltimore. Mm-hmm. We don't see him once a year with the Mets. He is a very good first baseman.
Yeah, everybody agrees that, especially that first part. What we were told, that she was body bagging David Stearns, that was a troll job. But then the rest of it was fair analyzation on the way Pete's played defense.
Right.
So, yeah, great work by Susan. And she'll get a chance to see more of Pete because they do play 6 more times. And she'll also get a chance to see what's replacing him because Mark Vientos, who is the first baseman for the New York Mets, was in part of one of the most embarrassing plays in the history of first base yesterday in which he couldn't field an easy roller and then dropped it and then picked it up and dropped it again. And after a careful review, the base runner was deemed safe on that egregious mistake by Vientos, and he was bailed out because the next batter didn't even get a pitch to hit because the base runner who was given a gift was caught stealing.
Thank you, Brosselman.
That's right. Thank you very much for erasing that mistake. Zach McKinstry was the man.
But then Vientos had a great double play. Right?
Yeah, he did.
So, I mean,
what?
He's hit or miss.
He is very hit or miss. There's mostly misses,
He's
but
learning first base.
Wasn't Pete at least better than hit or miss?
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Now,
Susan was 100% right.
She was, and it was a body bag / analyzation moment. Let's get to Malik Neighbors, and we'll get back to your call. So it was announced yesterday that he had a second procedure to clean up the issue he had from last year after the torn ACL. How concerned are you, and should Giant fans be about Malik Neighbors?
Yeah, so this worries me because of the experience that I, not myself had, but my son had. So when you tear your ACL, and let's say it's a clean tear of your ACL, it is so easy to have that surgery done. Wait a couple weeks, you strengthen your quad, you have the repair. The hard part is the rehab, getting the flexibility back. It is what it is. Ultimately, it comes back and you're fine. Guys play with ruptured or repaired and rehabbed ACLs all the time. It's when you also tear your meniscus that it becomes an issue because it's hard to repair that fatty pad tissue. And my son Chasen had this his rookie season at Brown, tore his ACL, but also damaged his meniscus. And he came back and he played in his second year later in the season. He was okay. Third year was fine. This year it came back and bothered him again. And he basically didn't play his senior year. And now he's getting ready to graduate. He's going to go work in investment banking. Football just kind of ended mainly because he never got right with his knee. Malik Neighbors, who is an elite athlete, he's not a 6'5" wide receiver, but he thrives on his athleticism. And the only way as a bounding athletic athlete you feel comfortable is if you don't have pain. You know what I mean? It's not like you're not thinking about jumping off your damaged knee and because you have pain. Now the ACL is not going to be the painful part. It's going to be the meniscus. And clearly it was an issue because we haven't seen him or at least heard of him actively participating in the offseason workout plan. We now hear he's had a cleanup because he had stiffness in the joint, which tells me that something kind of got loose in there. And so I unfortunately feel like this is going to be a consistent issue for Malik Neighbors.
Oh, jeez.
And I don't want to wish bad things because I think he's a phenomenal player, but it worries me when there's a second procedure months after the initial procedure.
Should this have changed their philosophy in the first round of the draft?
I don't think so. And I know Sean in our text chat was like, oh, they were celebrating because they Carnell Tate went to where did he go? To the Titans, right? Where did Carnell Tate
Tennessee.
Yeah, to the Tennessee Titans. They shouldn't have been celebrating when they knew they were going to get Arvell Reese. Now, I feel like John Harbaugh has a philosophy on how to build a team. He wants his core offense and defensive lines to be solid. And that was his focus. You clearly saw it with Maui Noah going as the other first-round pick. His philosophy is not going to change because Carnell Tate was available.
Well, philosophy changed because of concern around Malik Neighbors, more than even Carnell Tate being available.
Yeah, but I don't.
Ultimately, Carnell Tate wasn't available.
All right, tell me who the elite wide receiver, wide receiver was for the Baltimore Ravens over this run with Lamar Jackson.
They really didn't have one.
Exactly. You could say
Hollywood Brown.
You could say Zay Flowers
Right.
or Hollywood Brown, but both those guys were small, jittery slot type guys who didn't stay healthy.
Is a part of that though Lamar Jackson?
No.
Is such a video game.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with Lamar Jackson. I think it has everything to do with how he wants to run offense, which is we're going to beat you down. Right? You might be better than us, but we're gonna lay on you for 60 minutes to the point where you're just gonna want to quit. And if you beat us, you're gonna be exhausted, right? And so it also tells me why the Jeremiah Love thing was such a big thing. He wants a big back,
right?
They went and got Derrick Henry for a reason. It wasn't because they didn't have good smaller backs, but J.K. Dobbins, when he was there, he kept getting hurt. It's like, I want a big back who's durable and productive consistently. So Jeremiah Love made all the sense of the world if you actually stop and think about what John Harbaugh has done over the course of his career as head coach in the NFL, most obviously with the Baltimore Ravens. And so there could be a concern, and Malik Neighbors not having a number one top 5 wide receiver in the NFL is going to hurt you. I don't think so because he didn't have that in Baltimore.
Right.
And they still had a ton of success over 18
Do you think Neighbors
years.
is ready for the start of the year? I'd almost have a tough time believing that.
To me, it feels like no, because I think he was up against it anyways.
Yeah.
Before.
There were concerns even months ago just about the nature of his recovery.
Yeah, and the timing of it. It always felt like it was going to be pushed right up until mid-August. Maybe he'd start the season on the PUP list type of thing. Now it concerns me. But does it concern me about the receiving core? Not really. Mainly because John Harbaugh and his offensive systems have gotten by without having to have an elite top-end wide receiver.
And they don't. I mean, looking at their depth chart, it's Darius Slayton, Darnell Mooney, Malachi Fields, who they took the 3rd round.
By the way, these are good players.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying they're bad. Right. They're not number ones.
It's one thing. It's one thing to have good players. It's another when you have nothing.
Also, I shouldn't leave out? Isaiah Likely as a tight end.
Right.
Because he's going to be a big target.
100%.
Yeah, I think right now, I wouldn't expect Malik Neighbors the first month of the season.
Yeah, I'm now worried about it.
Yeah,
I wasn't before, but now I feel worried about it.
Well, there's 2 different kinds of worries. There's the worry on his health, which I think is fair considering of this procedure. And then there's the worry of, okay, how much does this impact the team?
Right.
And to your point, they've got a lot of good 2 and 3s and a top tight end. And they've got the ability to run the football with Cam Scottaboo and Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary and the weapon that Jackson Dart is. So from a team standpoint and from an offensive standpoint, I think they can overcome it.
Yeah.
But from a Malik Neighbors standpoint, it's definitely concerning. I don't think there's any question. Let's get back to your phone calls. 888-808-1019. Jack is on Long Island. Hey, Jack.
How you doing, Evan? How you doing, Tiki?
All's
Thanks
well.
for taking my call. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give you guys some insight on the opening night Giants, the first 2 weeks playing in primetime.
Yes.
The first week of the NFL season this year is Rosh Hashanah, which ends 8 p.m. on Sunday night. The second week, Monday, is Yom Kippur, which ends 8 p.m. on Monday night. I believe the Giants reached out to the league, have a large Jewish population of fans in New York, and wanted their fans to be able to watch the game.
I mean,
I think that's possible.
I mean, that's absolutely possible.
I think that's on the table. I think that you definitely make requests about things you want. I remember hearing, I think Gary Myers may have reported that there was a request to open at home so they could honor their championship team, which I don't even think they're doing to start the season.
No.
But I guess you could request it, and maybe the league said, you know what? Hey, it works great for two reasons. Number one, we help out the Jewish community in New York, big part of the Giant fan base. And number two, we stick a team that may not be any good on primetime early.
Right.
Just in case they aren't good.
Right.
I think the Giants are going to be good, but I understand the risks. They didn't win a lot of games last year. So, makes sense. That's interesting. Maybe we can ask around and find out if that happened.
I didn't even think about it. But the Jewish holidays are a big part of scheduling in the Northeast.
No doubt.
We see it with our schools.
Absolutely. Let's go to Harvey in Dix Hills. What's up, Harvey?
Hi, everybody. How are you?
What's up, man?
Pretty good. This conversation is out of pure jealousy, I assure you. You know?
Go ahead.
Okay, and the year is 1986, as everybody knows. The bottom line is that what's happening with the Knicks is an incredible story. I remember when Rose was hired. He was an agent, I think, with a big company.
Yep.
The Mets had an agent, Dan Wagner, wasn't quite as successful as he was. But it highlights the fact that no matter what franchise you have, whether it's the Mets, the Nets, the Jets, the Giants, you need somebody who knows how to run that team, has control of that team, and is doing an incredible job. And that's what he's done.
Right.
And he's taken that Knicks right out of the doldrums to the possible championship. I think it's amazing.
He has done an incredible job, but look at an executive. Let's look at the one that's getting the most crap of anybody right now, David Stearns.
The man from Milwaukee.
He has a billionaire owner who basically said, do what you want with this team. I trust you. You've got a great resume. You built some success in Milwaukee. Do what you got to do, even if it's unpopular. And he's allowed him to do it, and so far the returns are terrible. Doesn't mean it'll end terrible.
Right.
Maybe it ends up with a championship. Who the hell knows? But sometimes it takes a little bit of luck. But Leon Rose has been an incredible story.
Yeah, I don't know if this is luck. Like the luck part of it would be
Jaylen Brunson becoming a superstar, unless he genuinely thought he was, and he was the one guy who realized.
Yeah, I wasn't even going there. I would say the luck part of it would be, unlike previous years in the Tom Thibodeau era, it feels like everybody's been healthy. Now, it only didn't feel that way because of OG in the postseason, but it felt like the Tibbs era, everybody was taking turns battling something or another.
Maybe it was related.
And then it definitely was. It absolutely was. But then they'd get to the postseason and be like, if only we were healthy.
Right. But I think you look before that. Like, how did the Knicks... Think about where the Knicks were when they hired Leon Rose. I remember where I was when they hired Leon Rose. I was right here on this radio station. Kim Jones was doing the show with me because Joe was out on vacation. I believe it or not, I actually do remember it when the news came out that they were hiring Leon Rose, and I had a let's see kind of attitude. Like, I'm not going to kill it. It's just like, I don't know.
He was an agent, so it was kind of like, what is that?
He could end up like Bob Myers. He could end up like Brody Van Wagenen. Like, there's no way to truly know.
Right.
And it's amazing to think about what he's done. Because what he's done, whether the Knicks lose next week or not, or win a championship, is he turned them into a perennial winner. It's really incredible work.
Yes.
Let's go to Anthony in White Plains. What's up, Anthony?
Oh, hey, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for taking my phone call.
Pleasure. What's up?
My favorite part of my commute home is listening to the Cinco de Five-O, and I had no idea that Sean, I guess, is off today.
Yes.
And usually I listen to it, and I usually, at the end, I'm like disappointed in it because it's usually not that great. But the guy who did it today was spot on with every single point he made. Like,
what I'm curious about, Anthony, I don't know if you'll ever give an honest answer, is was Rami Cinco de Luncho that amazing? Or was that a complete troll job of Sean Morash?
Kiss my face!
That last call?
Yeah.
I think it was a troll job.
Because It was a good Cinco. Like, Rami, it was good. And for those that missed it, it was about 45 minutes ago. You could rewind on the Odyssey app. And it was the 5 most overrated overreactions we're going to have to the draft schedule, to the NFL schedule coming out. It was a really good Cinco. But I wouldn't say it was particularly better than anything Sean's done.
Yeah,
I think it was on par. It was good.
And it's a hard thing to do, the Cinco, and Sean does it every day.
Every day?
Every day.
Now, one thing we are battling is that it has only been 5 months since we've moved into this time slot, and obviously the Cinco de Five-O got changed to the Cinco de Luncho, yet people still refer to it as the Cinco de Five-O.
That's right.
So we're working on somehow getting it to the Luncho world, but maybe it takes time. You know, it's only been 6 months,
people
or 5 months.
should be calling right after they had lunch, so...
I think the 5-0
or are on their lunch break.
It's not even about that.
So
I think
it should
it's more,
translate.
It definitely translates. It's more
the Cinco
it was established.
Cinco tells you it's 5.
Yeah, and you're just used to it. We did it for 2.5 years, whatever the amount of time was. I completely forgot. So that's what I think causes it the 5-0 and the Luncho to be confusing.
Yes.
Let's go to Brock in Huntington. What's up, Brock?
Hey, Brock.
What's up, guys? How you doing? I was just looking to basically go over something here. Ask Tiki a question here.
Yes.
I was wondering, I know on the topic of leadership, you're talking to the importance of good leadership, Harbaugh, how it changes the dynamic, how there's all this optimism around the team. And well, I don't want to talk to the tabloid nature of the whole Vrabel thing. I'm not looking to bring up babies and whatnot, but just from like a football player and a locker room standpoint, you're a superstar. Obviously, this guy's a great football coach. I mean, they were just in the Super Bowl. Obviously, he knows what he's doing as far as coaching a team. It seems though football more than even a business. I mean, these guys got to respect the leadership in place. And I mean, with this guy, his whole thing was being a tough guy and being an honest guy and being a high character guy. And obviously he's been exposed for such a fraud, you know, and I know people have marital problems and whatnot, but just like the way it works out, do you think these guys in the locker room care? Do you think, I know it's not a football story, but I feel like it could honestly become one pretty quickly.
It's interesting, Brock, because I think within the organization, it's a big deal, even though the Patriots won't ever say that or admit it. You won't ever get, the front office leak saying blah, blah, blah about Mike Vrabel. I don't think the players are affected by it. I think the locker room understands that, for lack of a better word, as happens, and it is what it is. But they're also, so many of them are so young that it just feels like it's a tabloid story. Obviously, he addressed it to the team and explained it to the team. This is what we've heard happen. And I think because he addressed it, it doesn't stay tabloid in the locker room.
I think there's one potential issue. Tell me if I'm wrong here and tell me how you would have handled this. He has confirmed he addressed the team.
Yes.
If he lied to the team.
You're right. Right.
If he said
the team. I thought he addressed the team after.
He addressed the team after he admitted there was a relationship, but he may have said to them it was a one-time thing. I don't know what he said to them.
Yeah. But I doubt he would have. Why would he get into the details?
I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think that it's likely that there was no bad lie. But if there was a bad lie, would that be a problem?
Yeah, of course it would, because you'd feel like now I can't trust him.
Right.
Now, if he just came clean, which I'm sure he did, because obviously he came clean with his wife, why did he not come clean with his team?
Well, I don't know what he did with his team or his wife. Like, there's a difference between coming clean and coming really clean.
Right.
Like, he had an affair. He may have said, I had an affair, and it meant nothing. And then all of a sudden, more pictures come out. It's been going on for 6 years, and his wife has every right to say, it didn't mean nothing.
Right.
Like, you can't say that. You're lying to me. So I don't know what he said to his team. But I think to his point, that would be the concern. I don't think it's the actions of an affair with a reporter. I think if he said stuff and it turned out not to be true, I would think that'd be the problem. That would be the issue in the locker room. Not saying he did it. I'm saying that would be the problem.
It's the issue in the organization for sure. I just don't know how that translates in the locker room.
Yeah.
I mean, in a bad way. I don't think it's a bad thing in the locker room.
What I keep asking is, this is embarrassing, right? It's embarrassing for Mike Vrabel. What would have to come out for him to lose his job? Because I've heard so many people say, like Mike Florio says, this may lead to him losing his job.
Yeah.
Or people calling for him to lose his job. What would have to come out? Because he hasn't lost his job yet, nor should he have.
Right.
What would have to happen for the Patriots, Bob Kraft of all people, to say, that's it, I got to move on? And I don't know what that is. I haven't come up with anything. Excuse me?
Yeah. 0-4 to start losing.
I don't mean losing. I mean this story.
What, before the season? Nothing.
Yeah, before the season. I'm not talking about anything during the season.
Nothing.
Nothing could happen.
No. But if it affects how this team plays and reacts to him,
that's different.
That's different.
That's very different.
So if he's going to lose his job, he's not losing it until the season starts.
When we come back, more of your telephone calls. A lot of football, baseball, basketball on the table at 888-808-1019. The Mets are in an early hole at Citi Field as Nolan McClain gave up a 2-out, 3-run home run to Gage Workman. That's actually a real person. And so they trail the Tigers early out at Citi Field. We'll keep you posted. It's Evan and Tiki till 2 o'clock.
It's official. Fanatics Fest 2026 is back at the Jacob Javits Convention Center in New York City this July 16th through the 19th. The first lineup of talent has been announced, featuring some of the biggest names in sports entertainment, including Tom Brady, Kevin Hart, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jaylen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Mike Tyson, Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Diana Taurasi, Josh Hart, and many more. The world's #1 sports fan festival is back, bringing fans closer to the athletes they love through live moments, photo ops, autographs, and unforgettable experience. Tickets are on sale right now at fanaticsfest.com.
Spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, and Windorama is making it easier than ever during the spring refresh sale. Save up to 30% on your window and door project, plus take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. It's very simple. Book your free in-home consultation, shop from home, and let their local certified experts handle measurement and installation. Visit Windorama.com to book your free in-home consultation today.
And this segment was sponsored by New York Presbyterian, with world-class doctors from Columbia and Weill Cornell Medicine and over 450 locations across New York City and Westchester. Expert healthcare is close to home. Book an appointment at nyp.org, and also sponsored by Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water.
I'm Pat Boyle, here to help you beat the Wolves. First T-Wolves Game 6 tomorrow night, and I don't think Minnesota is going down just yet. Sure, all the momentum is with San Antonio. They've won 2 out of the 5 games in this series by nearly 30 points. Wemby has looked utterly dominant, and the Wolves haven't gotten enough scoring from their supporting cast. But this team has been to back-to-back conference finals. They're not easy to kill, and I believe the 2 days off for Ant-Man will be huge. He's got some more heroics planned. They're 5-point underdogs. I think Minnesota wins the game. I'm Pat Boyle. Bet smarter, beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
My dad passed away unexpectedly. Of course, it was awful in every way, but we are very grateful that he had life insurance. So even after he was gone, he was still able to provide for us. And that's why I have life insurance for my family. Ethos.com. They make it fast and easy to get covered. It's 100% online. You get a quote in seconds, and you can apply in minutes. You get covered the same day.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required. Rates may vary.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water different? We always bottle our Alpine Spring Water less than 1.5 miles from the spring source, and all our bottles are made with 50% recycled plastic from our own recycling plants. Crystal Geyser, bottled at the spring source.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, if you have a small business, you might not know you could be wasting money on your business mobile plan, paying for stuff you don't actually need. But with my Biz Plan from Verizon Business, you can choose exactly what you want and only pay for what you need for your business. When you're in control of your mobile plan, you can make every dollar count. Visit VerizonBusiness.com. Do it today to learn more and make the switch. Verizon Business.
The Chase Ink Business Premier Card is made for people who make things happen, like me. I'm Sam, founder and CEO of Manifest, a product design company that makes everyday products designed smarter. I get 2.5% cash back on purchases of $5,000 or more, plus unlimited 2% cash back on all other purchases, which helps us make more smart ideas into a brilliant reality.
The Ink Business Premier Card. Chase for business. Make more of what's yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
If you're looking for a great price on Falcon tires, there's only one place to go, Town Fair Tire, where you always get the guaranteed lowest price on Falcon tires. But it doesn't end there, because Town Fair Tire gives you free services for the life of your Falcon tires. More free services than any other tire dealer. That's why we say nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal, and I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here. After years in the game, I don't guess. I go with what works. With Red Pocket Mobile, you lock in your rate and you keep it. No price creep, no sudden jumps, just straightforward pricing and premium 5G plans starting at $10 a month. Visit redpocket.com to see why more Americans are switching to better wireless without paying more. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
Take the guesswork out of cooking, folks. The Chef IQ Sense is a must-have wireless cooking thermometer that eliminates under or over cooking chicken, fish, or steak. Order the newly released third-generation Chef IQ Sense at chefiq.com. That's chefiq.com.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-910-2233. That's 800-910-2233. 800-910-2233.
At Citizens, we help make sense of your money and all your money questions.
Do I keep renting or finally buy?
Do I plan for a vacation or plan for a renovation?
How big of a nest should my nest egg be?
If money talks, what's it say to me?
Is cash still king?
Wait, when did a dollar slice go up to $3?
Whatever money questions you have, Citizens has the answers. Make sense of your money at citizensbank.com/made-ready. Member FDIC.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done, inside and out, at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Get connected with WFAN to talk about your favorite teams. The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeart, and TuneIn apps.
This Fan Focus is presented by Chef IQ. Watch the game and not the grill. Get your gear at chefiq.com. We pretty much covered everything today, so you can rewind on the free Odyssey app if you want to touch on any of those topics. Tonight is a pretty silent night for sports in New York because the Mets are playing right now, but you do have the NFL schedule release. As we know, that's coming at 8 p.m. We've had some leaks. The Jets opened the season against the Titans, and the Giants opened the season at home against the Cowboys.
There is one thing we did not cover, and I'm so glad we're able to do it because I know it's a question on everybody's mind since the Mets made the decision to call up A.J. Ewing a couple of days ago, and that is, as a 21-year-old kid, does he know who Patrick Ewing is? There's been a lot of infatuations with Ewing and Ewing.
Do you think they had lunch together? They had dinner if they were in the same
SNY
restaurant.
account tweeted that out.
Did they?
Yes.
Yes, they were
funny.
having fun with the Mike Francesa giant thing.
Oh, that's great.
So we do have the answer. So before we play the clip of Gary Cohen providing the information last night on if A.J. Ewing has ever heard of Patrick Ewing,
Right.
do you think a 21-year-old kid from Ohio, like keep in mind when A.J. Ewing was born, Patrick Ewing was out of the league, right?
Right.
Now, he's an all-time great player,
Right.
but there are some all-time great players that, if you're not a basketball fan, you may not have heard of, right?
Right.
So I ask you, has A.J. Ewing ever heard of Patrick Ewing?
I'm going to say yes.
You're going to go with yes. Ladies and gentlemen, from last night's Met broadcast, here is Gary Cohen.
By the way, AJ said today he does know who Patrick is.
Says you don't always
He never
know.
wore 33, but he is planning to sport a Patrick Ewing jersey at some point.
Great. That's
So
awesome.
I think he's going to do that Sunday or Monday. Like I think
Right.
when the Knicks start the Eastern Conference Finals, A.J. Ewing, as a way of ingratiating himself into New York, because he doesn't realize nor care that less than 1% of the population are Brooklyn Net fans, that's okay. He's going to wear his 33 Patrick Ewing jersey, and people are going to love it. Like that is going to just, Knick fans are going to be through the moon over that. You could be a Yankee fan. You're going to be like, oh, A.J. Ewing. So there you go. Some very important information about the Ewing connection and how that will continue to develop over the next few weeks, months, and hopefully years. Let's get back to your calls, 888-808-1019. Mark is in Fairfield. What's up, Mark?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
How's it going?
Long time, first time. Thanks for taking my call.
Pleasure.
What's up, man?
So, like a lot of people, I'm really excited about these baby Mets. I had an observation that I just couldn't believe when I first did the math on it.
All right.
Which is that for Juan Soto's $765 million contract, you could have Carson Benj at his current rate for 1,000 years. So the question that I have for you guys
What?
is do you want Juan Soto for the next 14, or would you like Carson Benj till 3026?
I don't know if that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard or the smartest thing I've ever heard.
it is interesting when you think about it.
Yeah, he's
we
saying-
don't know what Carson Benj is going to be yet, so it's hard to do that. But when you put it in those terms, it is kind of stunning, especially as Juan Soto flies out the left field.
It's not
in the bottom of the first inning.
And one is not hit. Like
No.
he has been slumping, and his average has been dipping by the day. I think it's down to like 258. Juan Soto is a proven great player who makes a lot of money because after 6 years of waiting, you can go make a lot of money.
Right. He earned it when you're great.
If Carson Benj can become half as good as Juan Soto, he's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's funny. I laughed. We chuckle. Rookies don't make a lot of money. I mean, Cam Schlittler doesn't make any money.
Nope.
He may win the American League Cy Young. And eventually he's going to get paid. And who knows? When he gets paid, he may get hurt. Like, that's just the way it is. So I try not to harp on the absurdities of Juan Soto's contract. They just need him to perform. It's like anybody else. Just go out there and perform. Brian's in Northport. Hey, Brian.
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking the call.
What's up?
I got two quick questions before I get to my Malik Neighbors point. Why do the Giants always have all 1 o'clock games and no 4 o'clock games?
Yeah, well, it's recently changed, Brian, because the league has now only allowed 1 4 o'clock broadcaster. So it used to be there would be two. It'd be like one on Fox, one on CBS. Now, like the late game is just on Fox or CBS.
I'm curious, Brian, you prefer 4 o'clock games as a Giant fan?
Yes. Yeah, it leads right into the evening. I can have a day ahead of the game.
Yeah.
It's right smack in the middle of your day. I got two, a 10-year-old and a 7-year-old. There's always stuff going on. I'd rather go 4 o'clock, leads right into dinner, and I'm done.
I mean,
That's interesting.
you're kind of right, because I have the same situation, Brian, where I have a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old, and they're busy with stuff all the time. And so 4 o'clock games are easier. Now, it doesn't matter for me anymore because I'm at every game, especially the home games. So my day is 2 hours pre-kickoff and then 2 hours after kickoff. So the day is shot regardless.
You know what the negative is? And here's what's funny about this stuff. Whenever we talk about times, it's all individuals, right? When I was 25 years old and I was single, I mean, just give me football all day. None of this crap matters. As an adult like you and our last caller of having kids, I find the 4 o'clock window to be more difficult because there's dinner. Right. You want to have it with your family. There's showering and getting them ready for bed, which in my house, we try to start at a relatively early time.
Yeah.
And that runs into it. So I love and I appreciate your perspective, but it's funny.
What time do your kids go to bed?
Well, it's a complicated question, Tiki. We try to get them to fall asleep no later than 8 o'clock, but the process can be
8
very...
o'clock?
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Why, is that early or late?
Brooklyn maybe falls asleep at 11.
Oh, my God. How do you do that?
Because she's 12.
And she's not a terrorist the next day?
No, she does what she wants, basically. And she gets up when she wants. She puts on her own clothes, does her own makeup, comes downstairs. Sometimes she'll make her own breakfast. Like, she's a grown-up.
Can she teach my kids how to become grown-ups?
She's a girl. That's the difference. Like,
Yeah, that's a
girls
good
get this
point.
independence at like 10.
Right.
Where they're like, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
All right, then do it yourself. Whereas boys are like, Daddy, can you wipe my butt?
Yes.
I'm 15.
Yeah. I had a wipe my butt conversation the other day. My youngest is 5.5, so maybe he said, Dad, you wipe my butt. I said, no. And I wanted to show him the movie Big Daddy.
Yes.
Because one of the great scenes from the movie Big Daddy is when the kid screams at Adam Sandler, I wipe my own ass.
That's a great scene.
I want my children to wipe their own ass.
Right.
Is that asking too much?
No. Not at all.
I don't like, though, what you were talking about with this 4 o'clock window, because I always like there to be a split. You know, and not have 19 games at 1 o'clock and 1 or 2 games at 4 o'clock.
Don't you feel like that's increasingly happening? I didn't even think, we were just talking about the Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah.
So Thanksgiving weekend is going to be Wednesday.
Yeah. Thanksgiving
3
Eve.
Thursday.
Right.
1 Friday.
That's crazy.
And then whatever's left is going to be on Sunday.
And then Monday.
And then
It's
Monday.
a Monday night game. Yeah.
Or Sunday night and then Monday night. So it's like it's probably going to only be like 4 games,
which
from 1 to like 8.
So here's the real issue with this, and I'm sure there are some consumers out there thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
If you buy the YouTube NFL Red Zone package, or not the NFL Red Zone package, the NFL package, where you get all the games, is it really worth it? You're getting less inventory.
Yeah.
And if they're all going to be stacked at 1 o'clock, and you really just want to focus on the Jets or the Giants, you may not need the 4 o'clock window when there's only 1 game on.
That's right.
It's making the YouTube package less valuable.
Right, and it's favoring, and they have to do this, the NFL, for their CBS and Fox partners, because they need a window, right? ABC or ESPN, they have the Sunday night and the Monday night with ESPN. So it's like they need a window where it can just be them.
Right.
That's why the 4 o'clock.
I get why they do it. I just don't love
the 4 o'clock had to become special.
Let's go to Ryan in Riverhead. Hey, Ryan.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Good.
All right, I think I got a solution for how to fix NBA tanking issues.
Go ahead.
So, take the worst 5 teams or whatever it is, and you start deducting home games from them. Say, like, the worst team loses 10 home games, the second worst team loses 8 or whatever it is. But you got to hit these owners in the pocket where it hurts them, or else they're just going to keep pulling this thing crap every year.
You're not wrong about that, man.
That's very creative. Though we as fans suffer because I don't think you want to necessarily lose home games. The NBA is instituting a new tanking policy in which if you're one of the bottom 3 teams.
Yeah, maybe you can explain this. Because
if you're one of the bottom 3 teams, your odds of winning the lottery are actually less than everybody else. So they're penalizing you for being one of the worst teams in the league. And there's already a ripple effect. I was reading a lot of NBA insiders that future draft picks are now more valuable.
Yeah.
Because of the crazy nature of who wins the lottery.
Right.
It will become more truly of a lottery. So
right, you want to give yourself a better chance of a future draft pick because your team might not, even if you suck, win the lottery.
Yeah, I think that their new system is actually going to work. And I think what really impacted this past season is that and we'll see if it turns out this way, there appears to be a lot of great players in this draft, specifically 4. And so it was a race to the bottom where you just wanted to get to the bottom and give yourself the best chance. And
now, with that being said, we have no idea if any of these guys are actually going to be good NBA players.
No, we don't. And there's also that chance that someone who's not in the bottom 4 will also become a superstar.
Right.
That's my hope as someone not picking in the bottom 4, that we get lucky enough or smart enough to pick the guy who's not in that 4 who becomes a star. I happen to think that guy is Darius Acuff Jr., but what the hell do I know? Let's go to Jerry in Hudson Valley. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, what's going on, Evan?
What's up, man?
Not much. I was just wondering when you were going to take that L for cursing the Yankees.
What did I say? What did I say?
Oh, back right after we lost to, what was it, the Brewers?
Yes.
You said we were going to have no problem with the O's.
I did say that. That's a. You know what? It's
did.
a great point. And I want to make this very clear. All right? I do a lot of work, and I pull a lot of stuff. But I'm not going to pull every single thing. That is on Sean Morash. That is on Tiki Barber. And that is on the audience.
And I don't care.
And you don't care. That's fine. I respect
So
it. I'm
it's
just
only
including
Sean
you.
Morash is here.
But it's also the audience.
And
If
he's not.
you send me the clip to the ricob@gmail.com, I will promise you this. You send me a clip that makes me look bad, I'll play it on the air.
Yeah.
I am all-encompassing. A lot of the old clips that we have, yes, it's done by us. Yes, we pay attention to things we say. We write it down. We jot it down. We stay organized. But a lot of it comes from the official archivist, Dan, loyal listener to this radio station, and others. So what I would say to Jerry is if you want me to take an L for incorrectly predicting the Yankee success against the Orioles, go to the Odyssey app or the podcast, screen grab it, send it into my email, thericob@gmail.com. I've never turned one down. I've never said I'm not going to play it. It makes me look like an idiot. I am welcoming being an idiot. I have no problem with that. So that's all I'll say to that.
And that one you don't really mind.
Why?
Because Yankee fans are more worried. Meaning, as a Yankee fan, you're more worried about Max Fried than you are losing the series to the Baltimore Orioles.
You know, here's the other thing, and I will own this. In baseball, good or bad, it's crazy to actually have strong beliefs in a series. It's baseball. There's 162 games. Like, I think the Yankees are the best team in the American League. I've said that starting last year to now. And I stand by that. And they will probably win the division, and they'll win the most games, and we'll see what happens after that. I'm pretty consistent about that. That doesn't mean they're going to win every series. And I'm an idiot for making any assumptions that they would. So I'll take my L for incorrectly thinking they would beat the Orioles, but guess what? They're 5-2 against the Orioles in 7 games. Think about it that way. 3-0 or 4-0 and 1-2.
Right.
So, let's go to James in the car. What's up, James?
Hey, thanks for taking my call. I just want to talk Knicks for a second. This has been one of the greatest runs I could remember. I'm worried, like in basketball, when a team gets too hot, the other team calls a timeout.
Yep.
That the basketball gods have called a timeout on the Knicks, and they're going to have a lot of time to just settle down, and I'm worried they're going to come out flat. It's just been too good to be true, and just curious what you guys think. Thanks for taking my call.
I think the flat and the being iced worry is fair for game one. I think after that it goes away.
Yeah.
So I think that absolutely, like if you're betting this series or you're prognosticating this series, I think wherever that game one is, whether it's Madison Square Garden against Cleveland or it's in Detroit against the Pistons, I think game one is where if that's a factor, it would rear its ugly head. But I think after that, the Knicks have a distinct edge because they've played far less basketball. And so if their next round goes long, I think the advantage shifts towards the Knicks greater because of that.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I think that's a game one issue. And when I did my research on the history of teams with long breaks, that's what it shows. That game one's the biggest risk. Let's go to Nick in Warthon, New Jersey. What's up, Nick?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
Oh, we're good. Pretty good.
So, Tiki, I had a quick question for you. So a couple weeks back, Zay Flowers was on a podcast. I don't know specifically which one, but he was talking about how in the last couple of weeks, they were doing practices with pads on, and a lot of the players were getting very, adjusted.
Yeah,
they
like
were just
in week
getting very,
16.
disgusted with it.
Yeah, week 15, 16, you're in full pads.
Correct, yeah. So they were talking about, that's kind of ridiculous. That's probably why the players aren't really behind Harbaugh there. That's why they were giving them a lot of, shrapnel and stuff. Do you think that that's going to be an issue with the upcoming rookies coming up?
Look, I don't think so, mainly because at some point as a young player, you have to learn what it means to be a professional. And that is not necessarily getting pushed around by your head coach, but it is believing that your head coach has your best interest in mind. John Harbaugh, just like Tom Coughlin, wasn't putting us, because Tom did the same thing, he wasn't putting us in full pads in week 14 and 15 because he was trying to be a hard ass, right? He was doing it because you need to be able to practice how you're going to play. It's impossible to do it but you need to get as close as you possibly can. Now, I think Zay Flowers was saying those things because he was hurt all the time. And I'm sure he got the ire of John Harbaugh for not being available, obviously for the games, but also for practice. Lamar Jackson, he's been hurt a lot in his tenure. And so you ask yourself the question, if you're a player, I'm banged up a little bit, but is this making me a better player? I can tell you the reason that I was as good a player at the end of my career is because we did those things. I was good on the field because I was ready for it during the week. And so I don't think it'll be an issue as long as this team is good. Now, you get 18 years of this.
That's the key.
then it becomes challenging.
Well, I think that's the number one thing when you look at John Harbaugh's end in Baltimore.
Yeah.
He was there forever.
Right.
Your Raven, your whole career was being coached by him.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how good you are, and John was really good. Mike Tomlin was really good. Tom Coughlin was really good.
Right.
There comes a moment where it's enough.
I know, but you also look at those guys, they were the same, and they lasted for a long time. And so what would you rather the alternative?
No.
Listen to the soft-ass players like Zay Flowers saying stuff like, I want to practice less and then be crappy and win 5 games, half of your career? Or would you rather have a hard-ass coach who drives it out of you, is constantly focused on making you better,
hard-ass,
and is always winning?
Hard-ass winning.
Exactly. So I don't get the point. Like, what the hell are you talking about, Zay Flowers? Like, you're being soft-minded, and the one sport, professional sport, that you cannot be soft-minded in is the NFL, because you will get the crap knocked out of you.
Yeah.
It kind of pisses me off when I hear people talk, oh, we're practicing too hard. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you know what game you're playing? Right?
Is there something you'd like to call Zay Flowers?
Tiki called and be the bitch.
No, I don't know him well enough to do that.
Oh, all right. I was just asking.
Did you know Embiid before you said that?
I told you, I met Embiid.
That's true. He did get to meet him once.
I don't think he knew who the hell I was.
That made it okay. Let's go to Jim in Middletown, New Jersey. What's up, Jim?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Good.
Before I get to my point, I want to say you guys inspired me now to stand up at my desk at work.
Nice.
So,
nice.
It's good for your health.
I appreciate that. And, Tiki, that's a refreshing take, hearing that. I don't know if I know I was on hold and I'm going to talk about Brooklyn, the Nets, and the Mets. That's a refreshing take that you have. And I wonder now, did you have that take when you were younger? I thought you could have played. This is objectively, I'm just saying, I thought you could have played another year or two when you retired.
I probably could have, but I wouldn't have been the player that I knew I was. Like, I could feel myself slowing down. Like, a 60-yard run was a touchdown, in my year 29 year. It'd be a 40-yard run, so I could feel it happening. And I think the bigger issue, Jim, is that I didn't feel like working so hard in the off seasons. You know what I mean? Because it was hard for me to keep my weight on. I'd go to camp at 212. I'm naturally 190 pounds. So it was just like, I don't feel like doing that anymore. I started to feel old. And that's when I knew it was time for me to go.
I'll tell you that much.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was a refreshing take, so I appreciate that. But hey, Evan, I'm the other Brooklyn Nets fan in the area.
Oh, nice. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, but I really think, and I know this was probably brought up yesterday in regards to Mets and you comparing them to the Nets, but if who's got the better outlook? I mean, I think the Brooklyn Nets. If I'm a fan of both teams, I like where the Nets are headed. They just need to execute on these freaking plans that Sean Marks.
That's complicated. Like, they got to go find superstars. They got to go.
Still have a job.
Yeah, and you were trusting Sean Marks. If you're asking me who has a better future, now that I have a clearer head, because I think it was last week in an emotional rant about the Mets, I said, boy, things are so bad. I have more faith in the Jets and the Nets. Look, I think ultimately because of the way the sport is built, with there being no salary cap and an owner that's been committed to spending, and yes, some of the talent on the roster, it's tough to not think that the Mets have the better chance to win down the road.
I would think so.
So I think it's still the Mets.
Right.
What I've battled with is my entire life, people have said, who's giving you more joy, the Mets, the Jets, or the Nets? And for a long time, it was the Nets because I got to back-to-back NBA Finals and a long playoff run. I think with the Jet drought and the Nets' incompetence, I think it's the Mets. Because like the Mets are
why?
They've given me more.
Yeah,
I was in the
there's
NLCS
been exciting series.
Yeah.
And a lot of exciting moments.
Put it this way. So
I can see that.
The Mets were in the National League Championship Series. That is, of course, the semifinals of Major League Baseball.
Mm-hmm.
The last, which is where the Knicks are for the second straight year.
Yeah.
Okay? So the Knicks are there too. The last time the Jets were in that spot was 2010. And the last time the Nets were in that spot was
15 years.
And the last time
16.
the Nets were in that spot is 2003. So do the math. Sometimes it's simple. By the way, congratulations to A.J. Ewing, who hit his first Major League home run.
Yeah.
The Mets are trailing the Tigers 3-1, but Ewing did hit his first Major League home
We had that
run.
conversation about whether or not he knew who Patrick Ewing is. Do you think that Patrick Ewing knows that there is an A.J. Ewing on the Mets?
No.
Not a
agree.
chance.
I would agree.
I don't think he knows.
He
I
has
think
no idea.
someone's going to tell him at the Garden because he'll be there and it will come up and they'll be like, hey, Patrick, because he'll be around New Yorkers. And it will be said to him, and he'll say, oh, cool. And he won't give a crap. But
Right.
I think he will find out at Game 1 at the Garden against Cleveland or Game 3 if they play
Right.
Detroit. Just to get all that right.
And he's been in the league for less than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, it's been a couple of days.
Right.
Put it this way. His debut has come after the Knicks played their last game. It's been a while. Let's go to Barb in Belmar. What's up, Barb?
Hey, I'm so glad you took my call. I think I'm like the only woman who ever listens and calls in, and if I'm not, please correct me. But why I'm telling you this is because I worked at Metlife Stadium, used to work, and I think to the point of the gentleman who called earlier about why the games are not at 4 o'clock, we have to be there way before the game starts, as you know, Tiki, because you say the same thing.
Yep.
And then we have to stay until the last person literally walks out of the building. So it's quite a late evening for all of us as well because, you know, we can't go home until, like I said, everybody says we can. So I don't know if the NFL pays attention to that, but
they don't.
All the more happy we all are.
No, I respect
Barb
what
is
you
right.
do.
Right, because
But they don't care.
I was telling you how I do the post game.
Right.
It's 2 hours after the final whistle.
Right.
And then the media are still there writing their story. They don't go home to write their stories. They write whatever they're posting, whether it's online or for the next day's paper. They write it from the stadium.
I appreciate the workers at MetLife Stadium, and I feel why you would prefer a 1 o'clock game. Totally respect it. Roger Goodell does not care.
No.
I mean, it has nothing to do with it. It has everything to do with television. It has everything. In fact, that's it. Period. Stop. It's television. It's about when they want their TV program on.
I heard this thing the other day. The answer is money.
Yes.
I don't know what the question is,
doesn't
but
matter
it's
what the
ultimately
question is.
the answer is going to be money.
Yes.
What the question I have for you is, what is your question? I heard that the other day. I was like, you know what? That is so true.
That's it's so true. Whether it's why is this, why is that,
Right.
why is that? It's always about money.
Hey, Daddy, why did we invade Iran? The answer, son, is money.
Everything.
No matter what you want to ask me about.
Why is the Subway Series on Apple TV this
No
week?
matter what you want to
Money,
ask
son.
me, the answer is money.
Money. Money. But I appreciate Barb's perspective. Like, there are stadium workers. And I totally get that when the schedule comes out. I always talk about everyone has their selfish interests on why you want things. The schedule, the workers at the stadium are looking at the schedule saying, I want this because it's better for my life.
Yes,
and I totally get it.
Imagine what a late primetime game looks like.
It's a brutal disaster for them.
They're home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah. That's why when I say I want a Jet primetime game, I'm sure a lot of people disagree. Carton Show's coming up next with Craig and Big Mac. Walt Clyde Frazier, one of the great voices and, of course, players in New York sports, will join them. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m.